Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on a Tape, Season 6, Volume 10. Now, this would normally be where I stop, but actually I'm going to carry on during during the time that we're having at the moment, where we're all at home, so I'm going to carry on, so there'll be another one next week, which will be number 11. Wow. Anyway, so this one I've kind of been avoiding. I've avoided this for the last 4 weeks. This is a tape that I got from my friend Andre Russell, a lovely guy, link in the description below. He sent me this one with this collection of there's actually, it says 5 tapes, but it's actually 4. There seems to be one missing. But anyway, this is a monster. This is a beast. So this is a coffee time. This is a drink of a beverage of your choice time to actually while we go through this one. So this is the tape I've chosen for this week. It's got some old favourites and it's got some new ones that we probably haven't seen on What's the Tape. Trapdoor is a regular. It's one of those things that was regularly sort of picked up by people. We've got Stormbringer Nighttime. They're part of the Magic Knight series. They are, from my point of view, early action adventures. Eyeball is... I think this got a Crash Smash, but I've never played it, I don't think. Feud is a great game. Zub, another good game. We've got Grand Prix, BMX, ATV, Ski, ZZZ, or Sleep, maybe. Joe Blade, Deviants, Things, UCM, which is, I think it's Universal something Marines, and Uridium. What a tape this is going to be. This is going to take some loading. So we'll get it out for a second. We'll have a little look at it. I love this one. I love how bright they are. Look at that. Street Sound. 90 minutes. Now, we had some good success with Street Sound in the past. Look at that, how fluorescent it is. Wow. It also says 128k or 128 games, so there could be 128k games on this, which will be great. Absolutely fantastic news. The other thing that I'll open up as well, is if you've not seen the Street Sounds before, I've done a few of these Street Sounds. We have inside the tape case itself a part of the actual company that the paper was used from. So we've got Solar, Successful by Caring More. Oh. Homeowner, dear homeowner, due to the opening of our showroom in wherever it is, areas, I'm looking at a number of selections of windows, doors, patio things. So it's basically double glazing company. But all these tapes were cut out of their actual flyers and things like that. So I don't know whether that meant they were very unsuccessful, but just that they were all cut out of their flyers. Anyway, so without any more messing around, we're going to put that there into a tape drive. Right, we're in front of the Spectrum. I've got a cup of coffee. I hope you've got a beverage of your choice. If it's the evening, I would suggest something alcoholic, possibly. Or non-alcoholic if you like that kind of thing. Anyway, let's go for it. So basic first. We'll always go with basic. This should be Trapdoor. I know it said 128k games. Was there a 128k version of Trapdoor? I'm already asking questions. Anyway, load dit. Or load speech marks. Let's go with that. Push the button and we'll go for Trapdoor. I always quite like this Trapdoor. It depends on the version, but one of the versions, when it did the loader, Burke's eyes flicked from side to side, and I rather liked that. I always thought it was kind of cool. So we have our Street Sound from the lovely Andre. As I say, in the link in the description below, so you can have a little look at that. Here we go. Hello, Burke. What was he called? It was the creature upstairs, and he did appear. Somebody mentioned this last time I was doing one of these, that there was an ever so brief picture of the creature. It was like some kind of weird eyeball and like a single toe or something like that. I think that's the creature upstairs was that. But basically, Burke's a little bit of he's a little manservant basically to the creature upstairs, and creature upstairs sends him things. You know, when he isn't cleaning the lavatory or something similar, Burke has to go and open the trapdoor to extract something that he might like to eat. Usually some kind of mush or some kind of brains or some kind of worm creature or something similar. And he basically has to get one of these things, and he has to then make a sandwich out of it and send it upstairs to the thing upstairs with the help of Boney. Now, I think I've got a theory on Boney, because we'll see Boney in a second. Here he is. He's going to appear. There he is. There's Boney. Is this the version with the eyes? I don't think it is. No, it is the version with the eyes. Look at his eyes moving.
There they go! He blinks and he looks from left to right. I think that's really kind of cool. I do. I think that's a really cool feature. Anyway, Boney's the skull basically beside him, and I think that Boney was the previous manservant of the thing upstairs, because I think the thing upstairs is kind of almost eternal, and poor Burke's like the second. I mean, I know that Skull doesn't really fit, but I suspect because there's lots of creatures in this world that Boney could have been. I'm looking at that. It most definitely could have been human or possibly ape. One of the two, sort of similar skull, I think there. So, but Boney's like the previous, and he kind of helps Burke with the thing. He seems to be kind of a wise old skull, realistically. And I can't remember what the name of that creature is again. It's like a nibbler or something like that, isn't it? Oh, Dut. His name's Dut, isn't it? Do you know when your brain goes completely blank? Yeah, I'm sure his name's Dut. Dut? Strut. Oh, I can't remember. It's something like that. It's dirt, rut, dut. Anyway, he's very unhelpful, because first thing that happens is you always get the same mission to begin with when trapdoor loads, which is the you must take the open the trapdoor, get yourself some worms, put them into a pot, and then mash them up and send them upstairs. As I said before, it's all about mashing worms and doing things. The best thing to do, though, apparently, is to catch him in the trapdoor in the first place and make him fall down. And once he's down there, then he doesn't get in your way while you try to collect the worms, because it's really annoying, because the beast upstairs, or the thing upstairs, gets really upset when you don't feed him very quickly. I love his castle. Look, it's a massive castle. Right, coffee time. Hang on. Oh, it's hot. It's good. It's hot. It's but good. I've just done it, you see. Lovely. It's lovely. I hope you're having a lovely day, by the way. I hope the weather's nice wherever you are. It's not rained here up in Cumbria for 4 weeks now. It's been marvellous. Well, I say it's marvellous. It's stuck indoors, but in the garden, of course. If you're lucky enough to have one, that's been an absolute that's been a joy, But also playing games has been a bit of a joy. I've had a chance to go do a couple more videos. However, to be fair, I am still gainfully employed, which is obviously a bonus at this point in time. So. And I hope you're all nice and safe and well. These are weird, aren't they? These videos that are kind of created during this time. I want to keep it light, because I want people to enjoy it, and not because I enjoy playing the games. I enjoy loading the games. I enjoy reading the things about it and looking it all up and all that kind of stuff. But I just want to keep it light, so everybody's it's something breezy to listen to and watch for a change. But I do hope you're all safe and well, and that. Hopefully, if we all behave ourselves and stay indoors, it'll all be over shortly. But we'll leave it at that. But this is this must be the mother, father, and brother of all budget title copies of whatever else it is, because I can see on here, I'm looking at it, we've got Stormbringer, which is a budget title. Obviously Trapdoor became a budget title later, but initially it was a big name one. Stormbringer, budget title, mad. We've loaded. But nighttime again, mad. Eyeball, which was Firebird. Feud, another budget title from Bulldog. Zub, which I think was mad as well, wasn't it? Mastertronic Added Dimension was what that stood for. Now we've got Grand Prix, BMX, ATV, Ski. They were all Codemasters, I think. And then we've got Z or that kind of thing, snore. That was Mastertronic. Then we got Joe Blade, which was Players, Deviant, Players, Things, Players. UCM, I think that was also Players, I think. Oh, I might be wrong on that one. UCM and Iridium, which of course is the full price title. So there's basically this is the mother, father, and brother and sister-in-law and whatever else of budget titles. This week. Anyway, it's loaded. That's a good start. Brace ourselves normally for these things not working. Right, let's redefine the keys. To redefine the keys, I want to go right, left, down, up. I want to drop with that one. I want to tip with Z, and I want H to hold. Right, okay. So let's do C to continue. I'm a learner, Burke. L for learner. Love the graphics on this one. So we need to let that one out. There it is. There's that horrible little creature. Now we get the minute the thing will give us a thing to do. Hopefully. Come on, thing. There we go. Get me a can of worms, Burke. Alright, right, I'm going. So, let's go over here. Let's move that up. I'm not sure why we're moving that up, but we're going to move it up anyway. Oh, didn't want to do that. It's fine. See how it's angry meters going at the bottom there? Oh, not going in there. Look, there's creatures in there. There's little nasties. We're not going to go up there because that's where the master is there. He's upstairs. Look at the graphics though. How beautiful are they? How massive are they as well? I think we can go this way to another room. Aha, that's it. Oh, we need a can. There's the can. That's it. I've got the can. Right. So I've picked up the can. And I'm going to take it in here and hopefully I can drop stuff in here quicker. Get out the way, whatever you're called, creature. There, drop that. Let's flick this thing. Right, let's see if that horrible creature will get in there. Let's get that one. Pick it up. Got one. Right, so we've got one. We'll go put it into the thing. That creature's... Oh, we've got the... Don't you open that trap door. Because there's something down there. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Yes! I've probably done better than this. Do you know what? Practice, though, isn't it? Practice makes perfect, as they say. Get him. How many worms do I need? I don't know how many worms I need. Is it just the 3? I think it's 3 or 4. I've got him. I've got another worm. And Drut, or whatever he's called, has gone off to do his thing. So if I close that and then open that again, there's another worm got out. Yes, it must be just the 3. Look at the graphics, though. So brilliant. So big. There we go. And we've got a can of worms. And we picked up the can. Right, let's go put it into a thing. Wow, do you know what? This is probably best I've ever done on this particular game. Let's pop this on here. Pop that on there. Now, how do I get that to go up? Is there a ladder thing there? Is that? Oh, does this make me go up there? Yes, it does. And then there. Have I done it? Lovely worms. Well done, Burke. There we go. I've made him happy. That's the first time I've ever done this in one of my videos. The number of times I've played the played on trapdoor, it's just unbelievable. Can't believe it. Right, so we're now waiting for his next request. What do we need now? Go on, Burke. I don't know what happened to the little Drut creature. Maybe he fell down the thing. That's cool. What do we need? I want boiled slimies. Oh, he's hungry again. He's ready for his boiled. He wants his boiled slimies. Oh no, it's come out. The Drut thing's come. What the heck's that? What the heck is that? What the heck is that creature? I've never even, because I've never done the mission before. I don't know what's. Oh my goodness! Come on, what the heck is that thing? Is that a slimy thing? Maybe that thing drops slimies. I bet that horrible little Drut thing picks it up. Drut must have fell down there. How do I get him to do what he needs to do? Come here! Get back here, you horrible creature! What did Burke used to say? I'm sure he used to say stuff about it. Right, I'm going to go get a frying pan or something like that to eat it with. That's a very Burke-esque type of way of dealing with it, you know. I've got a frying pan. We got the frying pan. Let's go. I want boiled slimies. Well, come on then. Maybe it's bird poop. Maybe it's this bird's poop. I'm running backwards and forwards underneath it. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Have you got this far before? I've never got this far before. It's the first time ever that I've seen something funny else come out of the whole thing. Look at the graphics. We've got no... I mean, I keep saying this about it, but you can also see that they've cheated as well to cover the colour clash. They're square boxes that go across the character that kind of overwrite the areas, but it works really, really well. It's kind of clever. Deals with that text-only approach to graphics. I don't know what I'm meant to do with this thing. What's it doing? What are you doing? Right, I'm gonna open. I'm gonna drop that, and I'm gonna go open this. Right. Okay. So the more worms. No, it won't catch it in there. Boiled slimies. What boiled slimies does he want? I'm concerned now. Do I just put the no, it won't be worms, will it? That worms are worms. Can't be boiled slimies as in whatever else is. What's up here? There's some buckets and things, look. Poor old Burke. He's such a little trooper, really. He's a busy boy. There's a basket for catching stuff in. I don't know what it is. So good. Such a great game. I think we've seen on this, certainly on What's on the Tape before. We've seen the we've seen Trapdoor, Through the Trapdoor, which is the second one, which I don't think is quite as good, is it? 'Cause it's kind of weird, that one. Through the Trapdoor is actually in the trapdoor instead of being kind of where it is. Oh. Ah, right, it loops round on itself. I hadn't realised that. Huh. I don't know why you'd want to go up there, though. There doesn't seem to be anything up it. Bit weird. He's going to get really angry with me because I think I'm doing really badly here. Because I don't know what I'm doing with these slimies. The bird must be is a factor, clearly. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, I think we move on because we've been here before. I've done quite well there. I managed to get other things, and to be fair, I can't quite work out. I'm trying to catch it with the catch button, but it just won't have it. We need like a stick to knock it out the sky, don't we? Definitely a Burke-esque thing to do. Why won't it move beyond there though? It only seems to go back and forth between these two rooms. Look. Yeah. Okay, I don't know how to get past this, but if you do, let me know, because next time Trapdoor turns up, I'm most definitely going to give it another whirl and see if we can get past it. So we'll move on to Stormbringer. This is part of the Magic Knight group of games, series of games. Magic Knight, originally, I think Finders Keepers was the first one. And I played the Amstrad CPC version not too long ago, and I was a big fan of the original Finders Keepers. I finished it, but I think there's several ways to finish it. I think one is to kind of finish it with the diamond or something similar. Ah, stop. Let's rewind that. That's the 128k version. Let's go with the 128k. That should have music as well. So let's do the loader. Let's do this. There we go. We'll get that on. But I think there's a number of ways to finish Finders Keepers, which is the very first one. I was delighted with Finders Keepers when I got it. It's kind of weird, though, because it's got a platforming section and a maze section. In fact, 2 maze sections, and I'd forgotten about that until I started playing it again. You finish one maze, there's like an upper and a lower maze, and then you finish the first maze and get out, and there's weird and wonderful items that you have to use to get it to work. And that obviously spawned, whoever generated those particular games, obviously spawned their interest in kind of making what you would probably call the early point-and-click adventures, because you would move over little sort of things, items on the floor, and then you would do the actions within it. I don't know which order this is in, by the way. I think, is Stormbringer before Nighttime or Nighttime before Stormbringer? There seems to be a continuation of the story, anyway, between the two. And this David, I can't remember his last name, though, because it's going to appear on screen. David Jones, I think it is. Is it Jones? Oh, look at that. Got it before it came up on the screen. David Jones. David Jones, he did a great job of this. It was different, and it was compelling, and it kept you're entertained. And as I say, it's I'm not sure. I think this is the last one, actually, Stormbringer, because I don't think I've played Stormbringer, because I definitely played Nighttime. I think Nighttime's the one where they're on the spacecraft. And the thing about it is, it's kind of a platformer combined with this adventure element where you could pick up items with a menu system and drop items and combine things with the menu system and read items within it and whatever else is. That was the early concept when you came to those sort of early Lucas games, those early point and clicks that we loved so much. We loved, seriously, Monkey Island. and Monkey Island 2, it sends chills. The hair on the back of my neck stands up. I was talking to my daughter about this the other day when we were listening to some music. Now, I'm not a big music lover, and I was saying this to one of my friends who's got this lovely collection of LPs and sort of albums and vinyl and CD collections or whatever else it is, and he loves them. Me, on the other hand, I can't pick music particularly, but I did have a section of my life where I got my first CD player. And when I got my first CD player, I got my first CD with it. Now, I remember the first CD, and I still have my first CD that I got my CD player. And we're probably talking... Oh, I'm trying to think now. It's probably early to mid 90s when I got my first CD player. I got it before I met my then girlfriend, now wife. So it's quite a long time ago. So we're talking 20 plus years now. Because it's actually 25 years, because we were together 5 years before we got married. So we're up to 25 years this year, to be fair, that we've been together. Long time. But so it must have been 26, 27 years ago. So I got my first CD player. And the first track I got, and this is to do with the sort of hair standing about my neck. First track I got the kind of the greatest hits of Sting. I rather liked him in Police, and I don't know. I think I was just looking for any CD that I kind of fancied, and even then I wasn't a big music listener. I wasn't listening to a lot of music. I was just picking sort of random things. So I've got this 2 CD greatest hits Sting, and it was lovely. I put it on my CD player, and I must have played it for a month because I didn't have any money to buy any more CDs because they were quite expensive at times. It's like early DVD. Do you remember early DVD where you could play sort of £30 for a DVD? Oof. 20 to 30 quid, down to as low as £10 or whatever. It's sort of like Blu-ray is at the moment, but Blu-ray's already shifting down in price. It's kind of one of those things, isn't it? And 4K, well, that's kind of the only way they're kind of keeping it higher than it is, and even that hasn't got the people up there. But I was looking through it, and I've got Sting, and with the sort of the I'm an Englishman, I'm a lonely Englishman, and whatever it is in New York kind of thing. But those kind of songs and sort of his greatest hits or whatever else it is. But then I was looking sort of through my music and kind of looking at things that I bought during that sort of time period between sort of being at sort of home and college at home and then university away, and I was looking at those kind of things, and I was looking at the sort of the music that I bought, and what kind of made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Well, to be fair, at the time I was listening to it seems I was listening to a lot of what I would call indie rock. There's bands like Moist, which nobody's ever heard of, and Live. I'm sure that nobody knows who they are. If you do, put it in the comments below. High five, much respect. But Moist, for instance, their band was kind of a bit of a grungy garage band that Dad sponsored their record. Literally, I think he produced it and managed to get somebody else to stick it. I think EMI in the end took them on, but they basically, I think, only did one album. They probably completely disappeared by now. I don't know, maybe not. But it wasn't that one that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It was Nirvana. I was listening to Smells Like Teen Spirit, the original Nevermind album, the one with they recreated it, didn't they, recently, with the little boy lying swimming in the swimming pool nude. I think they made him wear underpants though this time round because it was a little bit unfair because it's like 20 odd years ago. But I really like that because they kind of they and a number of other bands created that sound, that quiet sound. And then loud. And it was a quiet, loud sound that they had. They would go nice and quiet, and sort of the music and the instrumental was there, and then it would go really loud, to sort of throw its weight around. And do you know what? I was a big fan of old Kurt Cobain and his gang at the time, and I used to quite enjoy their music, and that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. One of the few things. It still does. Standing up now, just discussing it, really. But as I say, I'm not a big music person. I just buy all kinds of music that kind of takes my fancy at any particular time. Just one of those things. I've probably got quite a few Nirvana things, and I've probably got quite a few odd things. I've also got a bit of Rage Against the Machine, so it was the kind of thing I was listening to. But then there'll be all kinds of weird techno stuff, and Fatboy Slim and Moby and stuff like this. And it's fine. It's just what I listened to at the time. I just listened to all kinds. fact, I must have liked Moby quite a lot because I got my car stereo nicked once. And my Moby CD in it. I was very upset, so I went and got another copy of Moby. So I don't know if he did any more than one album. It's very, very instrumental. Portishead. Do you remember Portishead? Portishead. I rather like Portishead. They had a very unique sound. And I used to like listening to Portishead, and that was, as I say, that was one of the other ones that I've actually got there. I do miss my vinyl though, but and do you know something? With all my games collecting, I don't need another collection. I really don't. I know that the comments are already going to go, yeah, you do. You need some vinyl. I know there's a few of you out there who are going to tell me I need vinyl, without a doubt. But you know, I don't need vinyl, but I did used to like vinyl. I used to like the sound of vinyl. I think there is much more tone, pitch, and sort of whatever else that goes with it. I mean, to be fair, that was the point, wasn't it? That's what happened with CDs and MP3s. They went, oh, well, this is everybody's generic hearing range. Let's just trim the tops and the bottoms off so it'll fit, which isn't exactly true. Whereas when you record a record, you get those pitches and tones that some other person's ear might be able to hear the lower tones, some other person's ear might be able to hear the higher tones that are amongst it all. So for other people, there's a subtler sound that comes with it, and I think explains the return of vinyl. I think that explains it an awful lot. I think that a lot of people missed that thing, and when they've reheard it now and they've heard of somebody playing a record version of their same, you know, LP or album that they had from LP's long play, isn't it? It's no album that they had, and they've got these lovely things and they've heard this sound. I think this has really encouraged people to go, oh wow, I should be listening to records now. I should have a record player. It's almost the correct way to hear it, because, as I say, not everybody's the same, and it's all very nice, you know, the music industry going, oh well, his tones won't go that high, so we'll cut that out of the thing, and we'll create these MP3s. It's one of those things. Right, I'm gonna have a quick sup of juice here. Why is there two of them, by the way? Two Magic Knights. Is this the storyline? Is this what it is? It's like an evil version of him. They're kind of producing a cloud in the middle though, because the Stormbringers. Oh god, I've just realised why I'm so stupid. The Stormbringers are bringing storms. Okay, that's fine. Did Ray do the picture for the first one? I think he did for Finders Keepers. Finders Keepers. What a great game that was. I know I've been over it already, but it really was. I really enjoyed Finders Keepers. And on the Amstrad CPC, oh, it's glorious. Colours are beautiful. It's well worth a revisit on the Amstrad CPC as well. I'm a big fan. I love all of these things. I love all of these systems. It's a strange sort of way that, you know, you kind of want to try them all. I saw somebody was showing off an Auric Atmos the other day, and I kind of went, oh, it's got a lovely keyboard, that. And I thought, that really has. I mean, thus far, my favourite keyboard. I mean, the Spectrum is absolutely gorgeous, and I do like the Dead Flesh one. I know that a lot of people don't, but I do like the Dead Flesh 48K. I do like that. I do think that's a nice keyboard. I don't think that the ones on the plus twos are quite as nice as the Dead Flesh. I think the Dead Flesh has just got that feel for gaming. I do like it, and I always felt that on something like Daley Thompson's Decathlon, when you're banging the keys, that the Dead Flesh is kind of better than the one on here. However, I think the membranes nowadays of the keyboards are a little bit poor, but when it comes to keyboards though, I still like the Amstrad CPC, the 464's one. I think that's a gorgeous one. Right, okay, let's use keyboard control. We've got music. Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Aha, that's up and down. Change game options, space, redefine keys. That's cool. Right, okay. I've made a mistake there. No, what have I done? Redefine keys, right, okay. Left, that was lucky, right. Jump, down, space is memory, that's fine, that's cool. Right, okay. Instructions. After returning from the starship USS... Yeah, that's what I said, nighttime. You see, nighttime's first. We got Stormbringer second. I don't think I played Stormbringer. After returning from the starship USS Pisces in the 25th century, the Magic Knight finds that the otherwise quiet village of Cornhampton-on-Marsh... That's a good name for a place. It's a very English name, isn't it? Has been attacked by a despot calling himself Off-White Knight. Alright, okay. Off-White is the dreaded Stormbringer. Oh, he is. You seem to remember something strange happening to in your recent time-travelling journey, and you do not quite feel yourself today. Suddenly a voice speaks in your mind. A voice speaks in your mind. So you have arrived at last. Prepare for battle, my enemy. Right, okay. Game is starring you as the Magic Knight. A few other people. Reggie. Okay, let's play the game. 1987. Stormbringer. So here we go. We're back from the USS Pisces. So this is where I was saying the menu brings up other things. So we can pick up objects. Can't pick up that. So there's a stored in the stone. Let's see what we've got in here. Let's pick up that object. Pick up disguise. Ooh, Agent X disguise. Or Gadget X disguise. Let's see what I've got in my inventory. What have I got? Must be able to smell. Oh, smell something. Smell the cheese. Throw something. Examine. What have I got? Character. There's nobody in the room. That's not what I want to do. I want to examine. See how it's like a menu of picking objects? It's actually probably quite... execute command. You can read it. It tells you what you can do with it. It's an advert for a game, by the way. Let's see what else we can examine. Object. It's Gadget X. Execute command. You can read the Gadget X as well. You can't blow on it, though. You blow on things as well. So weird. Character. Disguise. I can wear it too. Ah, right, okay. Let's read something. Let's read the advert because it's going to come up with other games. There we go. Magic Knight. It was by Ray. Look, the bottom corner there. Brilliant. Oh, Spellbound. See, there's the order. Finders Keepers, Spellbound, Nighttime. So Nighttime's after this, which is bizarre. Maybe this is better. Look at that. Do you know what? This is a better mascot, by the way. I know Dizzy's people are a big fan of Dizzy, but this was a great game. This is really this kind of ran with the whole idea of. Oh, hang on, who's this? Let's talk to him. Ran with the whole idea of read something, throw something, smell something. I'm going to smell it. No noticeable smell. Who's this then? Examine the character. Robin of Shylock. There's Robin. Magic level. There's a spot-on shot with pointed sticks. Alright, okay. Anyway, so yeah, no, this is a good one. I know Dizzy was very much there, but I think that when you think of the Spectrum, you should also think of Nighttime because of the fact that it was another budget range that did such a fantastic job. Nothing near enough. Fantastic job of sort of creating something new from a scenario that it just did. It honestly, it went from Finders Keepers, which is kind of is a slightly odd game, to the Spellbound and Nighttime games, and they were just brilliant. They really were. I'm not sure what I'll be doing with many of these things, but I'm going to have a little look. Let's go and read the other thing. I'm going to read the was it the Gadget X had something on it. Oh, that's redefined. Oh, and you could save and load your game. How brilliant is that? Oh wow, how good is that? What's this? Bottle of liquid. I'm sure that sarcastically that you should be injecting whatever this bottle of liquid is. Oh dear, that was actually a joke from modern joke, wasn't it? Right, let's back to the game. Don't groan too much. I can read that one as well. Bottle of liquid. I will read the bottle of liquid, and we will read something. Oh, that's really good. Ye olde grog. Oh, it's grog. Yes, you can definitely drink it. So we can use that. Spooky Forest. Can we pick that up? There's nothing there, so it's not obvious to pick up. Oh, sword. The Tomb of Dancus the Immortal. Oh, right, pick that up. Your hands are full. We need to drop something to be able to pick that up. Look at that little knight go. Great graphics as well. Werebear. Game over! I kind of guessed that was going to happen. No, I didn't. I didn't think it would. I thought it would bounce backwards from there, actually, to be honest with you. No, that's really good. That's a true... I see it as a true graphic adventure. It is a graphic adventure because it's got the whole platforming elements in it, but it also has the whole combining and doing whatever else. And you can smell stuff in it as well, which is even weirder. So yeah. Stormbringer, that Nighttime and that Magic Night series is a fantastic thing. I'm going to hit the loader again here because I think we're going to find that Nighttime here is also a full-blown 128k. There we go. Maybe not, but we'll see. Hopefully it will be. Don't remember much about this one apart from being set in space and a bit of time travelling involved in it. It's a great thing. I like the fact that it's a continuation of the same saga. Yes, it's a completely new game in its own right. Yes, you can pick it up and play it, but at least they go to the trouble of saying that there's a bit of a history here of what had previously happened and where they were at. Yeah, no, Nighttime. Dave Jones, awesome. He gets a high five too. Coffee. Oh, coffee's good. Oh, I love coffee. Oh, I do drink. I do probably drink far too much coffee. Actually, I had a good night's sleep last night, though. That was quite nice. It was quite nice. I stayed up quite late, but at the same time, had a nice night's sleep. Woke up to the postman dropping through another item I'd purchased, and you know, after sort of unboxing, I was quite pleased actually, to be honest with you. I've been bolstering another sort of collection, or more a case of actually not necessarily collection, more sort of games that I wanted to own rather than kind of collecting the whole thing, sort of a whole range. I'm not going to go out and collect the entire PlayStation 1 catalogue. It's not for me. However, games that I like and want to play, that's what I'm going to collect. I'm going to collect the ones that I like and I'd like to play. So I'm doing that. I'm looking at PlayStation 2 as well. Now, I didn't have a PlayStation 2, so I'm kind of looking at the games there that are quite good, and obviously some really expensive ones in there, but which I'm not going to pick up. I mean, what's it? Something of the Rose, isn't there? Rule of the Rose, which actually apparently is quite good, and I've often said before, and it was very expensive and maybe not that good, but actually apparently it is quite good. So it gets a pass for the price. And the fact that it was near the end of the generation, and that's the real issue. How are you guys feeling about I know we're all mostly retro gamers, and you know, or at least you come here for a little bit of nostalgia. How are we all feeling about these announcements from sort of Microsoft and Sony for their new consoles? I'm mightily underwhelmed by it all, if I'm absolutely honest. I'm feeling the fact that the PlayStation 5 may not be 100% compatible, backwards compatible, really annoys me. I also don't think that they're thinking about the quietness of it. I don't think they're looking at how silent it can be, which I think is also quite a disappointing scenario. And I'm a little just disappointed by. I mean, Microsoft have gone with a fully new sort of design, which of course is absolutely useless, won't fit under anything as a telly. However, I guess they're thinking we've all got wall-mounted ones nowadays that are doing it, but they've gone with it, and it's fully backwards compatible, but it's backwards compatible right back to the Xbox, sort of, you know, the original Xbox One, rather than just the Pro ones, which is a bit of a shame, because at the same time, you know, that kind of hinders development unless you're going to actually specifically say where you're at with it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I bought a new gaming PC recently, and it was specifically designed with gaming PC in mind. However, I had massive issues getting it. Well, in fact, I gave up in the end. I couldn't get because I'm a Linux user and I prefer to use Linux. So I wanted to get Linux on there. Just the chipsets was so bizarre that it couldn't do it because it was a Intel chip merged with an AMD chip in the same chip. It's one of those Intel NUCs. It's on my channel if you want to have a little look and see what it looks like. However, that is the way I think that the console should be by this point. It needs, for it to be complete for a console user, it needs a CD player. But that only would add a teeny little wedge on the top of this unit that I've actually got. If you look at it, it's beautiful. It's tiny. It's quiet. Uses NVMe hard disks. It can take 2 of those, and it's got memory that goes into it. Now, I'm not suggesting we make consoles upgradable in that way, but if you look at it and you feel the weight of it, it's such a sturdy little beast. It just seems so wrong that nobody else can create something so powerful from something so small, and it's almost the way I want it to go. I know the thing about consoles is they don't have to be just a PC, if that makes sense, because if they're just a PC, then you just buy a PC, don't you? They have to be something different, but they also have to be an eco-environment where you get exclusives and other things nowadays. That's the kind of issue. I know that Sony have gone and done something weird with their sort of loading times are almost 10 times faster than that of the Xbox X series, but I don't know. I'm so on the fence about this one. I'm so unexcited. I use my PlayStation 4. I haven't played a game on it in a long time, simply because it's so loud. And I've had the whole thing apart, and I've replaced. What have I done? I've taken the entire motherboard apart and put new heatsink paint on the, paste on the processor. And I've cleaned it thoroughly, and it's still as noisy as hell. I can't stand it how noisy it gets when it gets so hot. Yeah, my PC, which is more powerful than it, that I've just got, barely makes a hum. There's occasions the power goes up when I'm playing something that requires sort of the latest Unreal Engine, but it even then, it's not tearing the house down, deafening me with it. And then my Xbox One, that's kind of also a little bit dormant. I use it to do my videos on Diablo 3, the challenge drifts that I do once a sort of week. Only because it's quieter, and the resolution drops, unfortunately, because I haven't got a Xbox One X Pro, blah blah blah, whatever it is. But to be fair, they're just making it into a tongue twister. I think that's the intention, isn't it? But anyway, I don't know. I do that on it. Don't play any serious games on them. I've now just swapped over to the PC if I'm going to play PC games. I mean, I'm playing Saints Row 3, which I think is a beautiful game because it's so self-aware. It's amazing. I can't say enough about GOG for its products. The GOG website, GOG.com. It's a great site for older games, and that looks absolutely phenomenal. I've just turned it all settings to max, and just it flies. It absolutely flies. There's no barely any loading time as well with the hard drive that I've got in it. So, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm so really underwhelmed by it. They'll blow us away with graphics. There'll be some tech demo graphic things. Do you remember the early tech demo? Do you remember? I don't know about you, but the first time I saw Gears of War, with the video for it, who was that one? Or whatever it is, you'll know what I mean, the music. Anyway, that particular video for that first time I saw Gears of War, the sort of where he's running through the streets, and I can't remember the song, it's in my mind, it's worse, I can tell what it is. You can put it in the comments below, you'll know what I mean. But I saw that on the Xbox 360, and I saw that tech demo, the first showed of it, and I was blown away. And to be fair, the game at the time was pretty standout. It was really quite impressive for the technology and we're talking about 2005 here. I mean, this is 15 years ago when the Xbox came out, 360, and it was stunning. It was a testament to what they could achieve with the 3 processors and the power of the video RAM and all the other bits and pieces of video processing. It was a testament to what it was doing, and we'll get blown away with that. But I mean, now they're effectively just PC ports, and the latest generation of consoles are just PCs. They aren't doing anything that PCs aren't doing. That's what worries me. Do you remember when, I love light guns. I absolutely love light guns. We don't have light guns. Nobody's prepared to gamble on light gun. There's no PlayStation 5 light gun. There's no Xbox, One light gun. They're just not doing it. Nobody's going to do it. Even the whole rock band idea, the old sort of guitars and stuff like that's gone to the wall because the music industry got greedy and decided that it was going to charge a fortune for it. Also, the games companies got greedy as well. They want to charge a fortune for new tracks, and then they made them DLC so that you could buy them in microtransactions. Thus, they could maximise their profits instead of selling you an entire, say, 80s song track or whatever else it is. And it's really disappointing to see that that's the way it actually went. I don't know. I love the generations where you can put a disc in, it just bloody works, and we don't have to do anything else. And it really frustrates me that that's not what we want to do nowadays. I've gone on about this before, haven't I? So I'm really sorry if you've heard me waxing lyrical about this before. I'm just very passionate about it, and I'm passionate about the games industry. I think the games industry is a wonderful thing when done right. I think that we've had and we will continue to get, probably mostly in the indie world, the quality games, the games that are different and more interesting, the ones where the graphics are. If AAA is the top of the standard, we're talking like, these are the C grade graphics. These are the ones that just pass from the teacher, and the sound just passes. But the gameplay gets AAA every time, whereas the AAA doesn't get AAA because the AAA is just a rehash of the last game that they did, and that really is where we're at with a lot of stuff. It's a rehash of the same things. Oh, that sells, let's just do it again. That sells, let's just do it again. And there's lots of things that are guilty of that. The movie industry itself is also very guilty of it. It redoes things, it remakes things, it rehashes stuff on a regular basis, and you go, why did you do that? However, saying that, I watched Sonic the Hedgehog yesterday. Have you seen Sonic the Hedgehog? Comments below. But if you've seen Sonic the Hedgehog, I really liked it. I liked it because it was fun enough. I liked it because it did Sonic, and after they fixed the CGI, which we all saw was absolutely absolutely terrible originally, it really did the job properly. I have to admit, I was quite surprised that I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed the characterization. I enjoyed the sort of Sonic. I even could do with the fact that he was talking. Some people were saying that about a voice and whatever else. The voice worked for me, and the whole thing worked for me. And if you watch it, watch through the end bits because they're kind of cool. And it's good. It works well. I was pleasantly surprised by that, and I watched it with my daughter, and I think she quite enjoyed it as well. And we liked the nods, proper nods to the game, which there should have been. And I would happily watch a sequel. I really would. That was really quite good. Anyway, let's change these keys. So left, right, up, down, space. That is fine. Right. Okay. So let's look at the instructions. This will be the thing. After realizing Gimbal the Wizard in Spellbound. After releasing Gimbal the Wizard in Spellbound, you find yourself aboard the USS Pisces in the 25th century space. You say back to the previous game, 25th century spaceship on a peaceful trade mission. You must return to your own time before the Paradox Police find you and neutralize you. Good luck, Nagikanite. So basically, we've ended up after the Spellbound. I think there was like a spell went wrong and it threw you into the future. That's basically, I think, the general gist of it. But again. Oh, look at that. There's a little R2-D2 type thing. Let's see him. Let's have a little look. Command character. Can we examine him? Character. There we go. Oh, Clink's in here as well. S3E3. Execute command. There we go. Happiness. He has a famous cousin. He really does, doesn't he, have a famous cousin? Oh look, there's Clink as well. Clink's one of those. I don't know which one he is. Can't think you can tell the difference. And these are the people flying the ship. And you can tell them to go somewhere, can't you? You can command the characters. Gordon. Help. Here's a voice that ignores it. Yeah, so we're on the ship here. There's a camera. Pick that up. We've got the Gadget X, which of course is so we can change our keys. That's cool. Recreation room. Don't know if we can go the other way. Music's not as good on this version as the previous one, but it's still good. Oh, I can't jump through the furniture. Damn! I like the way he doesn't care about the colour clash. I love that. I love it when people don't care about that. Makes for a better game sometimes. Now I know you can go on the teleporter and you can use it to go somewhere, because you can use it to use the teleporter, but you have to like enter coordinates. Ah! I've died. I forgot that it's broken. You have to fix it. Because you can teleport to different places. The transmuter. We'll get up there. There's some bits on the top of there. Cargo hold. That's an alien. What's he? Examine him. Character. Sharon. Sharon comes from Valhalla. Oh, very nice. But you have to talk to the characters and you have to involve yourself with their lives and learn all about it. It's really, I say, really good. Nighttime series is a good series that's well worth people investing there some time in it. It without a doubt, it is one of the sort of the better series on the spectrum. And unfortunately, I can't really do it justice in these videos because it's just it's just one of those things. I just can't do it justice. I should be able to do it. Ah, there we go. Starfleet manual. Should we examine read the Starfleet? Read the Starfleet. Sorry. Throw something. Cast a spell. Oh, it's just the original story. Oh well. We're going to work our way across here. But as I say, I can't really do it justice. Really, I'm kind of. Don't they look like the masks from Alien? If you think about the end of Alien and when Ripley's getting into an outfit, I'm sure it's very similar in that look. The lifeboat. Yeah, there's an Alien reference if I've ever seen one. Character. Forbin. He's quite clever. Oh, that's good for him. I'll pick up the brass Ankh. Is it Ankh? Oh, look at him. What's that? He looks like a robot. Character? There's nobody in the room. It's kind of weird, that thing, isn't it? What we got here? Can I wear the wrist terminal? I think we can wear this. Ah, remember this. Wear it and it gives you something else. Wrist terminal. I don't know what it does. Could I not wear it? I can't remember what it does, the wrist terminal. It does something, I'm sure it does. There should be enough items within this to be able to get things repaired, you know, get the transporter repaired, because I think you beam all over the place with the transporter, and it definitely does happen. I can't believe we're so far through. You've been watching for so long. Thank you. Here we go. There's a cup there. A pewter tanker. That's a flashback to Finders Keepers. That's a little flashback to that because there's a pewter tankered in that. It's annoying you can't get up on top of there though. Maybe you can get up here. Look at the graphics though, aren't they good? Missed it. There must be something I've got to do to get them. I think there used to be cheats in the in sort of like your Sinclair and whatever else is, and Sinclair user on how to get the transporter to work quickly so you could go between places. So there's some up there. Look, it says map up there. Want that? You see it? It says map. It could be mop, but I suspect it's map. If I jump and do it, No, you can't jump and press fire button. Oh, I can't mid-air jump and get stuff. That's a shame. There's a flashlight there and a few other things. Oh, look, there's a fish. It's a red herring. I can guarantee you it's a red herring. No, it's a tower fish. Oh, right, okay. Oh, well. We'll go over here and we'll see if we can get this guy to go somewhere. See if we can tell him to go somewhere. Command character. We'll try the other guy. Help. Here's a voice that ignores it. Oh, well, fair enough. No, it's really good, that. Well worth playing, by the way. These are worth spending some time on. Obviously, it's a case of combining stuff and bits and pieces together. The thing is, I can't remember the ins and outs of them, and I can't remember enough about them to tell you exactly what you need to combine. I really don't. Anyway, we're going to go on to the next one. This is Eyeball next, hopefully, I remember seeing something about it being a crash smash. It was written by, I think, quite a young lad, actually. I got a feeling he was like 16 at the time when he wrote this game. And he wrote this, and he also wrote that five-a-side European football, I think, when it kind of shouts. I think he was responsible for that as well. And Eyeball, but Eyeball and Eyeball 2 were his big ones. And a Firebird one with this funny loader, which kind of going. Was this a speed loader of some sort, though? I never thought it was a speed loader. It always seemed very slow to me, to be honest with you, for a speed loader. You would think it would. I don't know. It's just was it a copy protection thing? I'm guessing it was something. I don't know why they used it though. Or maybe it was a copy protection thing. Just a very weird sort of. Maybe it was more accurate. So, say you stopped it halfway through because it faulted halfway through. Because tapes, notoriously. Hey, what's on the tape? We've been here before with them notoriously difficult. I wonder if you crash out at a certain point where you can just rewind it a bit and try loading that teeny section again. I wonder if this makes it possible to continue on if you do it. I'm not going to do it right now though because we're trying to get to Eyeball, but to the actual game. But I wonder if that's possible. I wonder if that's how this works. There are smarter people than me who watch my channel and they know the answer to this question. I'm quite convinced of it. But I wonder if that loader was generated in such a way that if it failed, you could rewind just a little bit, a few seconds, because it's 1 off and 2 off, 3 off. Well, that worked well. That completely proved that it can crash out completely. So that's probably not what it was for. Or why it was like that. Right, okay. Let's get the old oh wow, we did so well up to that point. Right, I'm going to get the old mobile phone out and we're going to give it a load from here. I've actually got this. I'm quite into to the Silverbird and Firebird ranges. As I've said before, I think I've got the entire Firebird white labels, but I am looking for the other Silverbird ones and the Firebird ones themselves. But there's some what you call big hitters amongst those. If I'm brutally honest. Right, I'm going to do load it because I think it's a 48k anyway. It's probably why it didn't load actually. So we'll do that. And we'll get PlayZX on the case. But yeah, I'm can't collect those. I don't do big collections of things, and I do, in certain things. Spectrum stuff, I'm quite keen to get all kinds of things, even if it is rubbish. To some extent, I kind of like it when it is rubbish, because rubbish is more fun, I think. So, Eyeball. That'll do. There's 2 eyeballs, actually. There's one from 2011 as well. I didn't even know that. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Here we go. Eyeball. We'll go for it. We'll see what happens with Eyeball. Eyeball! It's quite a big one, this, actually. It's quite a big loader on it. And how annoying when you don't have a loading screen either, though. You don't have something to look at while you're doing it. Those some of those games where they don't have a loading screen. Wow. Dear me. Gosh. I've got some other favourite games though. I mean, I had a little PC spell after I was I kind of my kind of gaming history kind of went ZX Spectrum, Commodore Amiga, Mega Drive, SNES, No, it didn't. Sorry, I'm confused myself here. When ZX Spectrum, Mega Drive, SNES, Commodore Amiga, which I kept for a long time and used, actually. I was very keen on that. And then I went PC. And after I'd went sort of, this is personally and owned and bought myself. Once I went PC, I was in PC mode for quite a while, to be honest with you. In fact, I was PC and PlayStation 1. I kind of, they were at the same sort of time. PlayStation 1 so amazed me with its graphics that I was PlayStation 1 for a while. I was quite a big PlayStation 1 owner and player, and I had sort of all kinds of different games. And I've been recently picking up the games that I used to have. One of which being Tekken 3, which my wife is so much better at me than I am. But anyway, but yes, so I kind of had that PC and whatever else is, and then I tried to make the transition to PlayStation 2. And back in the day, I made the transition to PlayStation 2. Very unsuccessful. Right, there's a loading screen on this one. I'm sure we got to that point on the other one. Anyway, very unsuccessful. But it was, I don't know, it just didn't stick. PlayStation 1, my mates used to come round and we used to drink, have a laugh, play multi-tap games on a 21-inch sort of Panasonic telly that I used to have, and we used to be well into it. Got to the PlayStation 2, kind of, I don't know, life had changed. We were more working, and it was all kind of more, I don't know, you know how life gets in the way of things, doesn't it? It does sometimes get in the way of things, and we were kind of more involved in our jobs and our everyday lives than we were involved with sort of gaming, and we were maybe PC gaming, but we weren't gaming on that. And I had a huge I had created an entire LAN by that point, and we were sort of Diablo 3 in and sort of whatever else is, and the PlayStation 2 didn't last very long for me. I think we had a couple of months of it, and then it was off. That was it. It was back to it was. I think I traded it in, to be honest with you, or maybe even returned it. I can't remember the ins and outs of what happened with it. So it never really stayed with me, PlayStation 2, and I've kind of, it's nice to rediscover it, discovering it now and realising how many good games now, quality of the games that were there is just phenomenal, and the fact that it's backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1, something that the PlayStation 5 could probably do with, fully, before somebody says, it is backwards compatible. Yeah, it will be, but it's not fully. But backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1 for all but about 3 or 4 games. It's like a handful of incompatibles. But backwards compatible. It's a lovely console. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm quite enjoying it, and it's quite nice to get into it. But I kind of my gaming history from there was kind of very much PC orientated until the Xbox 360, because my PC stuff. The problem with PC stuff is it's an arms race. It's an arms race of processors and graphics cards. It is, well, without a doubt, and then components, motherboards and memory and all those other things, and the PC Master Race. And the problem with the PC Master Race is it's extremely expensive to be in the PC Master Race. So you kind of have to, it's an arms race of all those things. So I got an Xbox 360, and that avoided a problem for me. It meant that I could play multiplayer with my friends. Most people might have got the 360, and we could play on Xbox Live, and we did. Lots of games. Halo 3 being a massive favourite that was played sort of continually for forever. It just seemed to be always on. So we were always doing that one. But it solved the problem. You didn't have to upgrade graphics and whatever else. So that got me back into gaming and consoles, if that makes sense. It got me back into that generation, and I then sort of stuck with consoles, or 360. And then sort of got back into retro gaming as well as a direct result, and then moved on, sort of got the new PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones, but that kind of, for that last 15 years for me has been since the Xbox 360 came out. I think it got mine in 2006 though, to be fair, but say the last 14 years, that brought me back into consoles and back into PCs and old computers and whatever else is. So that's the last 15 years really that's brought me back into it, and it was the power of them. And then obviously I've recently with realising that the power of the PCs, yes, the thing that I bought was extremely expensive. It is sort of my bit of kit is if you're gonna say and launch the new Xbox or PlayStation 5 is 500 quid. After all, I did all my stuff on mine. Mine was about £850, which is a lot of money. However, I've got a huge back catalogue of compatible games, thanks to things like GOG and Steam and other places. I mean, obviously, you can. I think I said something there. It says something about eyeball. It's like a Dalek, isn't it? It's saying like a Dalek. But yeah, so you've got a vast back catalogue of games. It's really good, but it's just I don't know. It's got me back into it. I will continue retro gaming forever. I think that's going to be definitely the case. But I don't know about But modern consoles, they may have had their day with me. Beyond Nintendo's kit, and there is a rumor of a Switch 2. It's only a rumor, but there is a rumor, which is quite scary that there is a rumor. Oh, that's got a nice explosion there, hasn't it? Eyeball. I'm not entirely sure what we do in this, but we'll find out. Firebird Software. Here we go. It did get a crash smash, this one. I know it did. There we go. Timothy Kloss. He is creating as well. A skateboard game currently. You can find him on Twitter. He's doing a new one. I can't remember what it's called, but he's doing a modern day retro style graphics game. Yeah, brilliant. Right, okay, keyboard. I'm going to do keyboard. I'm going to guess at the keys. That's not what I wanted to find out. Oh, right. What am I going to do? I've got. Do I have to shoot? Do I have to get to the top or something? Maybe I have to get up. Maybe that's what I've got to do. I'm going up. Yep. Damn. Oh no! It says, oh no! I don't know what to do on eyeball. I've got it and I don't even know what to do on it. I might go grab the disc, the game and send. Oh no! I like the way he sounds like a Dalek though. It's quite funny. Oh, it's pushing me further. Go, go, go. Up we go. I'm going up. I don't know what I'm meant to be doing, but I'm going up like crazy. I'm going to assume it's going to go that way. Oh, that one was deadly. Oh no! Is there a fire button? It's P fire. Oh, it's a fire button. Ah, fires. Now that, more useful. Gun overheat. Oh, damn. I've overheated the gun and now I've done that. Oh no! Game over in big letters as it floats past. I don't know. Hang on. Let's grab the game and I'll be back in a second. Just you stay there. You stay there. Stay. 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 Hang on. I've got. Oh God, it's stuck. Hang on. I've got. It's right next. It's next to Ollie and Lisa. It's just there though. You just stay there. Stay there. Sit. You can hear my silly dog in the background. It's barking away. It's talking to. Thinks it's I'm talking to it. Right. Let's read what it says here. There's the tape. That's very nice. There's a whole list of other games that are available, and you can tick them all off. Spectrum list is massive on this. However, we didn't get. I don't believe that for a second. We didn't get that. Netrun 2000. We didn't get Netrun 2000. Right. What's the game? Oh, it's tiny writing. The totally evil Terry Ball. Can't make it up. Terry Ball has captured some spherical pals. Loverball. This is absolutely true. 100%. Loverball. Eddie Ball. And Glow Ball. And No Ball. And this is just so weird. Only armed with bubblegum. You must enter Terry Ball's domain and struggle through 16 defense zones to find your pal and rescue them on every 4th zone. Right, okay, well, what's the gameplay? How do we play? Molecule bombs, spacebar, smart bomb, chemistry joystick. You must negotiate your way. When they stop flashing, they become real. Yeah, power discs, weaponry, spray. You must progress upwards through the first zone. Use your bubblegum gun. So all I have to do is get to the top of the zone, basically. So we didn't. I was doing the right thing. I just wasn't doing it correctly enough. So there we go. But yeah, Richard is. He was about 16 when he did this one, as far as I'm aware. Crash Smash. Can't remember what the score was. Did you have to be over 80% to get a Crash Smash? I think you did, didn't you? Right. Okay. Let's carry on. Let's see what else is on here. Next is Feud. Now Feud, again, is a game I'm probably not going to do justice to in this particular video, but it's worth it's worth investing some time on. It's a Bulldog game. Just to fast forward this. Bulldog game. There was a few Bulldog games. One of them was Streaker. Do you remember Streaker? It's a very weird game. You wake up in a strange alien planet nude, and then must find your clothes. I don't know why they stripped you naked, but anyway. It wasn't a stag night or something similar, was it? So, but yeah, Streaker was one of their games. They also did the most amazing game, Dr. Destructo. Do you remember that Dr. Destructo's Island? Basically, you had to shoot the planes out of the air to make them drop onto the island and make the island sink, or then it would be boats and so on and so forth until you destroy all of his things. Single great screen shooter, arcade style. You know, I've said this before about them. That they're fantastic. These are the kind of games that most sort of shine on the spectrum when there's nice single screen sort of things. That might be it. See if it's there. Might be. Wound it a little bit there. Yeah, very much shines. But yeah, this is a Bulldog game. I remember this one. My friends and I got this. We were absolutely. We thought it was the business. We really did, because it was. I think, was it 2-player? I think it was 2-player split screen, wasn't it? I think the idea is it's wizard versus wizard, sort of a little bit like Chaos, but like an action version of it, and you had to mix spells together to achieve, sort of effectively. I don't think that's it. We'll do this there. There we go. Hopefully. Nope. This could be it here, actually, though. I think. There it is. Right. Okay. Found it finally. That was a bit of a touch and go for a minute there. Anyway, Feud. Yeah. So it's player versus player. You're wizards. You have to collect up a bunch of sort of herbs and things like that, and then you mix these things together. Now, I don't think there was necessarily a spell book that came with it. I think it was trial and error. You mix these things together, and then you create like lightning bolts, and then you'd be able to use those lightning bolts to go shoot them at your enemy, and then you could do spells that would create sort of health and whatever else. And it was all about mixing these things up. You're almost alchemists rather than wizards, I guess. Because you were mixing all this stuff up in your cauldron, sort of witch-like, there's always witches and cauldrons, isn't there? Weird, isn't it? Whereas wizards are like kind of expected to kind of generate it from themselves. You don't see them really mixing stuff up. Anyway, beside the geeking out on that one, but yeah. So you mixed all these stuff up and you put them all together. Maybe the warlocks rather than wizards. Maybe the warlocks. Anyway, because warlocks are the opposites of witches, aren't they? In the contextually things. I think they are, aren't they? So it would be warlocks, just kind of mixing up stuff and doing whatever else is, rather than wizards. Either way, whichever they are, you're basically one of these two, either a warlock or a wizard, and it's one-on-one, and you basically just try and destroy your enemy. And the thing that works so much about it is it's so clever the way that it does it, and then the computer's done something, it's mixed certain things, it's got lightning bolts, and you're in deep trouble at that point. But it was just so tremendously brilliant in the way it was kind of created and the way that it was generated and the way it works, that I don't know, it's just one of those games that, again, struck me, and a lot of other people as well. I don't think I'm the only person in the world who thought Feud was really good. However, it's funny, I think we may have run into this once before. I mean, I've been doing this now. This will be the 60th episode of What's on the Tape. Yeah, some of the very early ones are very short, and they're quite fun, but you know, they're 10, 15 minutes long, but because I literally would put the tape in, it would fail, and I'd throw it away, but the ones where I've kind of got into this, I'm sure we've had a few. I knew this was getting. It's just the thing about this tape. It was just getting to that point, wasn't it? We got some lovely loads to begin with, and now we've just getting to that point where we've got some that are kind of not so happy. Let's just give that a new. And we'll put this in here. And we'll get PlayZX on the case. I'm sure Feud's on there. I've actually got a list of the little games that we've missed. You know, remember I said Bobby Bearing was one that we didn't go through, and there was the game design, and that didn't happen. But again, it just depends how many things don't actually work within the whole context of these things. So let's get this one on here. Feud. That's not how you spell Feud. That's how you spell Feud. There is a 128k version of it. We will do that one. And we're already set and ready to go. Let's press the play button. Let's press the play button on there. Feud! Let's do it. Might have to change that old Azimuth at some point as well. I think it was 48k version they put on there. Nonsense basic. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Original music, well, T for training. That's not a happy bunny. Let's try that again. Let's do this one instead. So let's stop that. Let's do this one, because that makes more sense to me. I didn't realise it had got an alternative re-release. There we go. Go with that one. It was funny, that one, the 128k there, but it was just sort of a weird one. Bulldog Software, I'm quite convinced Bulldog was actually part of the Mastertronic range. They just kind of renamed themselves. They did a funny thing of renaming, didn't they? And sort of kind of working their way around various bits and pieces, just doing different things on occasion. It's just a bit of an odd one, really. Never really, it doesn't. Bit of an odd one. Okay, we're just doing that. Do you know something? I was absolutely convinced there was a loading screen for Feud. I was absolutely convinced. Maybe it depends on the version you've got, whether or not you actually had a loading screen for Feud. I'm sure I played this on the Amstrad CPC first with my friend. He had an Amstrad. That's how I experienced most 8-bit computers back in the day, and realistically, I don't think I experienced anything weird 8-bit wise within my thing. I literally hit all of the generics, all the big hitters, if that makes sense, all the ones that sold well. I ran into people with BBC Micros, people with the Commodore 64. People with the Amstrad CPC, but they normally had the green screen because they couldn't afford the more expensive one. And then, of course, later on, when it came to sort of the PC generation, I ran into proper IBM, 808 6s and 808 8s. If you know what that is, you high five. I'm doing a lot of high fives today, actually. I'm doing quite a few of them. But I'm feeling in a hi-fi mode, actually, to be fair. So I don't know what that means, really. I think it's because I watched Sonic and there's some high fives in it. It's just so weird. Anyway, but yeah, those sort of that kind of those kind of computers, those early ones that I experienced. I did run into an Archimedes. It was I can't remember who had that. It was one of the schools had them. They probably felt really bad about investing in them over PCs at the time, to be honest with you. Beautiful machines, though, the Archimedes. Do not get me wrong. The Acorn Archimedes is an absolute joy as a machine. The fact is that it's got its own little built-in operating system, really like the Atari ST. You turn an Atari ST on, you've got its TOS system, the TOS. I can't remember what it stands for actually. Total Operating System or something like that. Don't know. It's like the ST bit is 1632, isn't it? It's to do with the way that certain chips are set up on the whole thing. It's kind of cool stuff like that. I also love the fact that the Atari ST range had so many little enhancements. The STE, the STE, for instance, is like, I don't know if it stands for enhanced. I can't remember actually. But it had sort of better graphics and whatever else. It's a bit like when Amstrad went and built its Plus range of Amstrads, which we really didn't get in this country. The French market was really on top of this. They really loved it. Did you see the interesting thing recently? Sir Alan Sugar's thinking about building a sort of little museum to his products, and he was asking people about, to share their products, see if there's any that they would sell, and all this kind of stuff. And some guy had come out with an entire sort of Amstrad CPC, 464 with a green screen monitor. It was in his attic, and Sir Alan Sugar's like, yeah, I'll come and pick it up, no problem at all. The guy's like, yeah, you can have it. So it's kind of cool, isn't it, really, that it's been donated. I bet he put a little plaque saying donated by. I bet that was what happens when he creates his little museum, unless he's creating it in his house. There's a possibility, isn't it? I'd love that kind of thing, though. I would love to be able to do something that was like that, locally. But I don't think it would. The thing about it is, I don't think anybody'd come. I mean, living in the far north of England, I can't imagine anybody going, oh, I'm going to travel all the way up to sort of, the other arse end of the country to see an 8-bit museum. It's just not going to happen. It might work in the south, probably in Cambridge and Oxford and all that kind of stuff. The home of electronics. They might do it. Anyway, right, here we are. Let's do this. 0. So this is our little wizard. It's only a 1-player game. I thought it was a 2-player game. I think this is. Can we go in our house? So this is our cauldron. I don't know what button it is, and that's us there. And we basically have to beat up Leomonic. So I'm like Larrick. That's my energy there. You see, what great sprites these are. Well, basically, there's something there. So we picked up some mad. It's creating. There's the spell. It does create Speedwell. Mad Sage. I'll pick that up. See what else we can find. See if there's any other things. So we'll try to avoid him at the same time. I think the arrow points to him. You see that? Ah, there he is. See, he's pointing like west and east and all that kind of stuff. I think he's right behind me, actually. Yeah, he's right behind me. I'm going through this maze here to see if there's anything good in this maze. There he is. There's the bad dude. I like the way I've got one of them special kind of hairdos. The one where you've got like the hairy bit in the middle and whatever else is. I'm going to go this way. There we go. Got something else. So, skull cap for reverse. Not sure how we cast the spells. Great graphics though. Fantastic graphics. I'm just having to explore, by the way, now. Having a look around. We're all just trying to grab herbs to become the warlock. I definitely think they're warlocks, by the way. Invisibility. Don't think I can fire anything, no. Alright, could scroll through your spells. Yep. So we can scroll through by spacebar. I can scroll through my spells, look. Teleport. Protect. Spirits. Zombie. Swift. Freeze. Doppelganger. Invisible. Reverse. Heal. Fireball. So we want some dragon's teeth and mouse tail. Now there used to be huge maps. This is a game worth mapping because of this kind of thing. That you grab these herbs and spices to actually create, spells. What a great game it is. I wonder if did it appear on anything else other than the Spectrum? I have a feeling it probably was an Amstrad game. I bet it popped up on the Amstrad. I can almost guarantee it popped up on the Amstrad. Don't know if it'll popped up on the Commodore 64. Ooh. Always getting a bit of sneeze recently when I've been doing my videos. It's very weird. There's a house. I don't think we can go in the houses. I don't think it works like that. No, we can't go in the house. That's fine. Let's see what other spells we've got. I'm going towards wherever he is now. There's one. Oh yeah, what we got here? Doppelganger. 2 of me. Right, we're going to go up this way. Let's see if there's anything there. No. So once you've got your ingredients, your couple of ingredients, you can go back to your pot at the far side and add these spells in. I really quite enjoyed this back in the day. I really was quite into it. It's one of those games. It's a speed run game, if I'm honest. It's a kind of there should be a speed run for beating this as fast as you can, because it is very doable. Especially once you start learning where the plants are and start mapping it, and you know where you should be for things. So I got protect, so I got pipe wart. But it was kind of a thing. We used to enjoy this, actually. We used to really enjoy playing this as kids. And it was great for a budget game. I mean, this is a budget title. Look at the graphics. The graphics are fantastic. It's well designed. It's well constructed. The movement is great on the character. He moves backwards and forwards, sort of slipping around like that. No sort of stuck in the thing. The graphics aren't overlapping. There's no. I mean, even the rocks are done properly. Look at that. The rocks have got a bit of grey in them. It's really good. There's another one. Lightning. I haven't got anything yet. He's probably got loads of stuff. Zombie, devil's bones. I'm going to go around here because this looks like some kind of way into a section. Ah, there's a pond there. We're going to go in here. I haven't got a spell yet, though. I've not been able to create a full spell yet. Ooh, I thought there might be something there. Nope. Nope, nothing there. That's a shame. I was hoping there'd be something in there. Maybe he's collected it. I can't remember whether or not they kind of collect it over you, if that makes sense. Here we go. We're going to walk down here. Brilliant. No, a bit lost here. We used to have a map for this one. I remember getting it in one of the magazines. It was great. It was like, yeah, here's the map for it. Here's how it works. Ah, look, there's something there. That looks cool. Let's see if we can get to that little. Let's see if we can get here. Let's see if we can get to it. There, that one, I think. Nope, not that one. How many screens did it go over? 3 or 4? Oh, bog bean. Oh, there he is. He's got firebolts. See, and you see how he's firing at me? He's run out of firebolts though. But you see, you're going towards your death. You are. There's no. I mean, you can obviously heal, but that's the point. It's a bit harsh, but this is the nature of this game. It's all about beating them and working their way to their death. I think the cheat allowed you to get sort of infinite health as well. There was a cheat. There was a poke, I should say. Say cheat. We used to put the pokes in. You know, actually stop the tape at a certain place and press the brake key and enter it into the sort of loader part of it. It was kind of cool. Oh, I've never noticed that before. A little villager. I don't even remember seeing him before. Best thing to do is get lots and lots of powers and get yourself all ready to go to take him out. Let's go over here. I still haven't got enough for any spell though. This is what's really annoying. I'm looking. What was that? Oh, he's there. He's chasing me down. At least he gives you little directions to where he's coming from. I'll have a little look around here. It's not the same place, promise you. I've moved on. Having a look. Have a look, see if I can find something. Nope, not having much luck here, unfortunately. That's a bit of a shame. There's another bloke walking across. I don't remember the blokes walking across at all. I remember the character, the main character. Say more warlock than anything else, if you ask me. There's another dude walking about. Hello! Strange people. Like the hand coming out the grave, look. Isn't that cool? Okay. I could be here for ages, by the way. So let us. I think we should put the tape back in. Oh, here he is. Is he going to shoot at me? Should he ever get to shoot at me? I think he did actually. I don't. There he is. He's got lightning. So he's shooting me with lightning. He completely missed me though. He's absolutely useless. The AI on the computer, I remember, being particularly poor. Anyway, let us move on. We'll leave our little wizardy friends alone. See you later, guys. Bye bye. Right. Okay. Let's go. So we've got Zub. Wow. We got Zub. Let's do Zub. 128k. Let's give it a go. Last one on this side, and you will not be surprised to know that that's a 90 minute tape, almost complete. This is Zub is like the last bit on there. I think that might have been Zub actually. Let's give it a little rewind back. And we have a second side of the tape with yet more games on it. It's gonna blow our minds today. There we go. Right, let's do a tape cheat. So we'll get the sensei out. We'll pop it in the sensei. We'll get the mono jack out. So we've got a mono jack to stereo output. We will do that. That is in it. We will get the tape adapter that we use for the other things, and we will put that into there. We'll push play on here and play on here. There we go. Rewind a bit. See if this works. It's probably my Azimuth again, unfortunately. There you go. And it's the Azimuth, I think. I'd sometimes wonder about the one in this. You know, the sensei is much more adept at not doing this, if that makes sense. Kind of wish for. I wonder if it's possible. Somebody again more knowledgeable than me maybe answer this in the comments below. But is it possible to put like an external jack into the thing so that you could put an external tape on it by push play on the external tape? Is that possible without doing it? And that's another question I have actually about the toast rack. I didn't have a toast rack back in the day, and I have a toast rack now. Can the toast rack, or why does the toast rack, when you load from a tape on a toast rack, not put the sound of the loading back onto the screen? Because as much as I like chatting away to you all, I also like the fact that you get to hear the sounds, and I love the sounds as well as when it's loading. But it doesn't seem to do it, and it's really weird. Does it on the Omni as well? Because I would quite easily use the toast rack, funnily enough, for these things. Because I've got a great, as I say, I've got a great tape recorder in the Sensei. It's a really good. I mean, I can't believe how good this tape recorder is for the age it is, and how well it actually works. I think it's brilliant. As I say, it came with a box which included a ZX Spectrum, and I only wanted it for the massive box of games that it was, and it had Attic Attack and a few other things that I wanted in there. There's a massive box of it, and there's a Spectrum lying in there, a good old rubber key Spectrum, and this Sensei tape deck, which has been, without a doubt, phenomenal. Really, really useful. It's got the same set of batteries that I put in it. How long ago was that? It's got 4 C batteries in it, and they must have been in it now for, has to be going on 8 or 9 months. You can, and I use it quite regularly for rewinding and you know, playing and testing tapes and whatever else, and it still keeps going. It's just phenomenal. can't quite believe how good it is. Actually, it's really quite an amazing little bit tape deck. And to be fair, what a brilliant idea that mono thing was. I mean, that's why it wasn't working the other week. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I tried it with this thing to see if it worked, and it was kind of hit and miss because basically it was shorting because there wasn't enough connections in it, so I kind of was getting lucky, I think. And then we tried a couple of times and things failed and this, that and the other, and I had to do kind of a what's on tape extra. But this, just like this, with this connector in there, that proper mono to stereo jack, fantastic, absolutely fantastic, works really well. Best way ever. So Zub, I don't know much about Zub. I'm not even sure what I'm meant to do on it. I think, apart from being rather cool graphically, I think the idea is to go up. A bit like the eyeball thing, you're meant to go up the level. I think. But that's all I know. That's all I know. Yeah, it's kind of cool. There's something about the name of the company as well. Is it Digital Binaries or something like that? Somebody often says this to me about this company, this 1001. I'm sure it's Digital Binaries though, isn't it? Or Binary Digital? I'm trying to do a duh now in my head. Binary Digital, I think, maybe is what they're actually called. Yeah, because I think it's a B and a D. The 1001 is a B and a D. I can't remember what they did though. Somebody told me in the comments before and I've completely forgotten. It's gone right out of my mind. Right out of my mind. Oh. Dropping things on the floor. Sorry. Wow, this has been a heck of a tape. Massive, that first side has been. Absolutely huge. Can't believe how big this tape is. But we've got, on the next side, we have, hang on, how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 more. 11 more games to go. That's a lot of games. As I say, you know, this may take you the better part of a day to watch. You know, but it's going to keep you entertained. It's keeping me entertained. That's for certain. We'll get into the old Spectrum stuff here. But what a wonderful thing, though, the Spectrum budget market was, though. It really was. The Spectrum budget market was just so well pitched. It really was. It's not such a thing as a budget market nowadays. It's just digital discounts, isn't it, for kids? But back in the day, you know, your budget games, your budget titles like this, unless they were terrible sellers, was also the home of the premium titles. This is why Hit Squad is so loved, and I'm sure some of his little ears are pricked up right now. Hello, David. Anyway, he's collecting at the moment. If you haven't seen him on his channel, but yeah, I'll put a link in the description, by the way, to Dave Plays Retrogames Badly. You'll get a link out there. Anyway, but yeah, yeah, budget games and the Hit Squad. It's just such. I don't know, it's just iconic branding. I mean, they did do it, didn't they? They did do it. The PlayStation had its platinum ranges, didn't it? It really had a number of platinum ranges that it had that did the sort of the you know, games at a lower price. I quite don't mind them, actually. I have to admit, I'm not, when it comes to collecting for sort of the PlayStation and even the sort of, you know, more modern consoles like the 007 intro here. That's kind of cool. The more modern consoles, I can't admit I don't mind their platinum ranges. I'm not precious about owning the original with the original box. You know, I don't mind if it's the platinum one rather than the original one. So that makes it, that's easier for collecting, to be honest. It keeps the price down when you aren't precious about those kind of things. Right, here we go. Let's pop this in here. Sound by David Whittaker. He did quite a lot of things, actually. Right, controls. Can I redefine them? Yes, I can. Right, so I want to jump, crouch, left, right, fire. That's perfect. I love that. Zero scanner. I don't know what that means. Escape, brake. What are we meant to do? It's kind of a look at that nude alien thing there, though. Isn't he weird? He gets scanned. It's like it's got a turkey on his head. turkey on his head with an eyeball. Or an eyeballs, maybe. Don't know. Anyway. I love the chance of survival 0. Blah, 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 blah. This is highly recommended. I'm going to put here, easy peasy. Ah, look, I've got easy peasy. Didn't know you could do that. A genetically engineered life form, machine, blah, 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 blah. Right, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll give it a go. So there's Zub. Yep. There I am, bouncing along. I'm going to go on that. If I can get up on it. And there's a weird bounce, jump. Right, there. Oh, okay. That's the edge of the level. I think we have to go up. Yeah, I'm sure we have to go up. Ah, I'm making... I think I've made it move. Yes, I did. So, if I come... When I step onto it, I make it move, look. Right. So I can make these move. You can go away, whatever you're called. Get away, creature. Right, so... I jump on here, I can make... Ah! Push down! I can sit! Ah, that's handier. So, where's the next one? So if I sit, I can move these things without doing anything. Where's the next platform? I can't do that. Oh, damn, I hurt myself. So I'm trying to work my way to the top. Jump on that one. Ah! I fell all the way off! Oh, you horrible creature. It's probably best why you should line them all up, realistically, shouldn't you? Can't really do that unless you start at the bottom. Anyway. Do you know something? I've never played Zub in any kind of... It was another... As I say, it was a budget title. I've said this earlier. We're kind of... This is budget title heaven, realistically. This... sugar! At least I don't hurt myself. But you basically, you had to... You know, back in the day, we kind of... Oh, get off me. He's horrible. I don't like him. He's not my friend. Yeah, these are the budget titles I played. I quite like this. I hadn't realised though that squatting down on the cloud things allows you to move the platforms along. Should I say the platforms, not the cloud thing. Well, they are kind of cloudy, aren't they? That's excellent. I'm making it. Go away from me. Is it coming down? Got him. There is a knack to dealing with them. Oh damn! I hurt myself. Look at my skeleton appearing. My genetically modified single stalk eyes. I'm an alien. I'm an alien. An illegal alien. I'm coming for you. I've got you. There you go. Ah, you know something? I think I missed out here not playing Zub more. It's kind of cool. Oh damn! We stop crashing into that. Got to keep going. Here we go. Up, down, across. No. Go away from me. There we go. Jump up. Wow, how far up do you have to go? I feel like I'm going... I feel like I've been going for miles. You don't want to fall off now, though. God, can you imagine falling off at this point? I must be near the top now, though, because he's... Ah, there we go, did it! Wow, and you get an accuracy bonus for shooting. That's kind of cool, isn't it? I'm going that way. Standard issue pill. Energy value plus energy restored. There we go. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's not what I expected, and it really is a good little game, this one. If I'd got this back in the day, I think I'd have been quite happy with it. I've played it previously and not really understood what was involved in it, but now that I know what's going on, I'm more than a wee bit impressed. The beauty of things like this is they're the beautiful, simple concepts. The concept here is extremely simple, and I'm about to die. Yep, game over. But the concept there is really, really simple, but it really works quite well once you get a flow of it. I don't like the way it bounces around a little bit, but I suppose it's meant to be kind of represent low gravity or something similar. Anyway, we're on to the second side of tape, and we're going for it. We're going for the whole thing. You strapped yourself in, and you're ready for this one. So let's just do the whole lot. Let's get there. Here we go. Grand Prix. Now this will be. I'm very, very, very sure this is going to be the Codemasters version. I think. I'm going to give that a try now. GPS. Grand Prix Simulator, that is correct. Very much Codemasters. Here we go. Now the Codemasters stuff, as far as I'm aware, isn't available for general release, which is really quite annoying, to be honest with you. I get it. It's their IP. They kind of own it, but at the same time, isn't it a shame that some of that history's kind of buried realistically, and you know that there aren't copies of it. It's a bit like Nintendo and their ROMs, isn't it? It's just a bit of a shame that that's kind of buried in history. I want it re-released. I want it on something. I want it to go onto the Evercade. I want it to give it away as a something on one of these PC gaming things. I want it to be given away. I don't know, something. It would be lovely. Oh, it's the Oliver twins. These are the gentlemen responsible for the ever popular Dizzy, the sort of round, eggy fella. If you've seen him, he's got like a leg with boxing gloves on. But yeah, that little round, eggy fella. He's very, very popular. But as I say, I always think Nighttime, the Little Magic Night, that should be up there in the same sort of. Especially the fame that it achieves is basically by the fact that they were budget titles and cheap, and it was accessible as a game. To be fair, I'll be brutally honest, it was accessible as a game. Anybody can try Dizzy and play Dizzy, and for the most part, I think the adventures are fairly logical. So it was accessible, and as a budget title, most people had it. That was the thing with them. So that's why they're heroes. It's interesting though to see that when it comes to other heroes, enduring heroes, you've got Mario. He's enduring because he was what came with the NES, I think it did, the Nintendo Entertainment System. And again, Sonic was another enduring hero. He came with the Mega Drive, and he really kind of that kind of made him a long time sort of hero. In fact, that was an example of selling a system because of a game. Sega took that decision to take a game that effectively would have sold millions and just applied it to sort of the whole thing. Everybody had one. Very clever, smart solution, smart move. They sold consoles by selling Sonic. And Sonic was fast and manoeuvrable and brightly coloured, and then you had Mario, who was a fat little plumber. I think in the Mario Sonic thing, I probably would be Sonic, but only because I think I played it on the Mega Drive first, and I played Mario later, and no, but it's not only because of that. I do think Sonic's a beautiful game. I think it's really well constructed, and the fact that Sonic Mania is a game that was remade based on fan-made games is a testament to how well and enduring that character is, and the fact that Mario's still knocking around with Nintendo, still pumping out game after game after game, with him as the main character. It's fine, They are what they are, but they're there to sell consoles, and that's what they were, and they still do. For Nintendo, they still sell consoles. I don't think that Sony or Microsoft would quite get the same, thrill from putting a Sonic game out there. Oh, it's a Sonic game on our consoles, it's exclusive. I wish Sega hadn't stopped making hardware, I really do. Sega was good. I like Sega. Beautiful systems. Love them. Love. Now, I've not played this Grand Prix Simulator before. This is not a game I've actually played before. I don't know how it will hold up. It's a car with a rabbit on the back. It's maybe meant to be a horse or something similar, but it's not one that I've played. I'm not sure what it's like. No idea. Absolutely not. I've definitely got it, I think, in my Codemasters collection. There was an amazing number of games that were churned out by the Codemasters label, to be honest with you. But why did they change themselves to Cartoon Time at the end? It was really weird. It was because there was games under the Cartoon Time label towards the end of it all. It was kind of odd, if you ask me. I don't know why that was there. Didn't quite get that one. Not really. Because you had Ollie and Lisa that were originally... No, that wasn't them, was it? Was Cartoon Time Firebird? Oh, I'm getting myself confused now. I might be confused. I thought Codemasters were Cartoon Time. Or were they? Was it Firebird? Oh, I don't know. But this is what I said. They did a few bits of changing the names, and they often mix the names up to try and achieve something new and exciting. Like when you got sort of the sort of mad name as the things, which is basically the Mastertronic Added Dimension, which was basically just more Mastertronic but a higher price on it. It was kind of odd. Top down. Oh, I love top down. E. Define keys. Press caps shift E. Do you require a joystick? No. Oh. Right, okay. Left, right, accelerate, decelerate. Player 2 can have just a selection of keys in the middle then. Left, right, accelerate, decelerate. See, this is where you'd have to be two people on the same keyboard. One player to play. Here we go. Which am I? 1. Go! Oh, it's two. Is it 2 player? No, I thought it was 2 player. Oh, wow. I'm skidding off the course. It's a shame I'm not coloured, though. Would have been nice if I'd been a red car. Or a blue car or something like that. There's Pirelli in there, look. Pirelli tyres, bit of advertising for Pirelli. I've got a screwdriver. It's basically like Championship Super Sprint. So it's Championship Super Sprint, but with a computer car that's a lot less slow, or a lot slower, and I look a little bit like a tortoise. Here we go, and the corners are there, and I managed to get that there, and I'm going for it. How many laps are there? Oh no, I'm in the wall. Ugh. My computer car just took ages to take off, didn't he, earlier? Oh no, he's overtook me. I thought he was. I was calling him slow, and he's just overtaken me because I keep it on. I'm not controlling myself in those corners. But yeah, it's like Championship Super Sprint. So there's a lot of these top-down races. I really like top-down races. I really miss them. I've got a like a surprise. Oh, was that it? He won. Car 1 is out. Spacebar. Game over. And then naff on that. Lot of digitized speech on there. Yeah, I used to love a whole bunch of things, but I've got a lot of things on order from a retro dealer called Sawthumbs there in York. I'll actually put a link in the description below. I've got a whole bunch of sort of modern day games, and quite a few of them that I've asked if they've got. I put a bit of a list together, and I said, "Here you go. Can you get these things?" And I know that some of it's coming, without a doubt, but I'm not sure how much of it's coming. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what actually turns up in the bundle. I'm going to do a sort of live unboxing and stick a graphic at the top corner of the whole thing to sort of show you what I've got. Yeah, I've got. I'm quite looking forward to it. But some of them included some top down ones like Micro Machines and a game called Circuit Breakers. I'm very much hoping that they're actually there and that they're actually in my bundle. But we'll see. It's going to be a surprise. It's exciting, actually. It's exciting. I can't even remember some of the other ones because I put in a fairly large order because these then in these uncertain terms, if you're a small sort of independent dealer like these guys, there's not a lot. It's if you can afford a tenner's worth of stuff, give them a tenner's worth of stuff is what I say at the moment. Here we go. I've just swapped this into my other tape player because it seemed a much better proposition. There we go, BMX. Now, this could be BMX Simulator or any number of BMX games. They did a whole raft of BMX games for the Spectrum. An absolute raft of them. Who was it? Was it Oliver Twins again for this? Or was it the other ones? Can't remember. But there was a raft of them for the Spectrum. Sort of everything was BMX. But the 80s was BMX, wasn't it? I mean, I think kids miss out on those. BMXs were great. They were for jumping and flying over things and, and sort of, I don't know, doing things that kids do on bicycles. Or we used to do on bicycles years ago. Go down the school and jump over stuff and all this kind of stuff. Anywhere that was flat. Or flat and sort of, well, I say flat. Anywhere that's flat with some jumpy bits on it, Got all those additional things like stunt nuts, which basically are almost are kind of deadly, aren't they? Like things that stick out the edge of it and do whatever else is. Graphics by Jim Wilson. Yeah, who's this by? It's not the Oliver Twins. It's another set of brothers, isn't it? It's the brothers. What are the names? The guys who actually started Codemasters. But this is BMX Simulator. This is their first big game, and their dad put up the money, didn't he? That was the story. They were on the BBC, and they were on lots of things, and they'd written games, and they tried to show some people. You see, nowadays you wouldn't expect this, would you? That people don't play games. Almost everybody plays games. Everybody's got a mobile phone, and everybody has a sort of a game on the mobile phone, some kind of puzzle thing, this, that, and the other. So you don't expect nowadays for people not to have games. So it's kind of a given that they do. So, but back then they didn't. They kind of it was I don't know. Reviewing it was an interesting scenario. This is an interesting one, though. Oh, I can't believe this one. I'm looking over at my coffee and I'm thinking, do you know what? I haven't had a sup for ages. Oh, it's 2 hours in, and we're almost 2 hours in, and I don't believe I'm doing this. Here we go. Oh, that's not nice now. No. Oh, no. It was good when it was fresh. It's not so nice now. Oh. I'd still love coffee though. I'll still drink it because I'm thirsty. I'm slightly insane. I've gone bonkers. Played so many games. We've done so well with this tape though. It's been a good tape. We've had a good selection of games, and it's so nice to see some of these things. I mean, we've got BMX Simulator, followed by ATV Simulator, which is All-Terrain Vehicle Simulator, which I think is a rip-off of Kickstart, to be honest with you. Kickstart 2. Rather than a game in its own right. I get it is, and it's a really good game, and don't get me wrong. I've actually got a video about it individually. I haven't put it up. I've got a few videos, as I've said before in previous videos, that I've got a few videos that are on sort of, I keep a hold as stock almost, we can do them this week, and whatever else is. That's how I kind of get away with doing a few videos every weekend. I kind of I'll do like a really hard weekend of recording or a few days whenever I get a chance to do it, and then we put them out. So yeah, it's fine. ATV. We've got Advanced Ski Simulator. I think it's another one. We've got that snoring one, the Z's. We're having Z's. Joe Blade, Deviants, Things, UCM, which I'm sure is Universal Corporation Marines or something like that. I'm sure I've played that one actually on my channel already. And Iridium, which is fantastic. And I can't believe that how many of these are budget titles. And the thing about it is, there were some really good budget titles out there. That's maybe the thing, isn't it? We've said that I'm surprised by these being on here. But I don't think we've seen... I mean, I got a little bit sort of... the other week I sort of accused Mutant Monty of being a budget title, but apparently Arctic wasn't a budget title. But if you see the way they packaged the games, you'd have thought they were a budget house. To be honest with you, they weren't exactly the most exciting of covers and whatever else is. But hey, they weren't. They were a full whatever else is. So what you find with a lot of these games is that they're not budget titles. They're or you don't see a lot of budget titles copied. It's mainly the sort of what would have been theoretically the AAA titles at the time. So this is actually quite a surprise tape in that sense. There are a few budget titles that get a whatever, sort of a copy, but as I say, it's rare for these things to actually be on these tapes. I'm going to stop that because we're at a point for that. We are on BMX Simulator. I've played this before. Controls first. Controls. Let's press the C for controls. Player 1, enter to select. Keyboard. Left, right, pedal. That'll do nicely. Right, number of courses? I don't know. So let's start the game. S. So rider's ready, and then we come off the top of here. Yeah, and this is pretty much a classic sort of game. It's top-down BMX racing simulator. There's a little bit of physics going on, or an attempt at physics. And I always hit them. We always used to try and do weird things with this game, though. For instance, we would try and see if we could get our bikes through the gaps into the central hot dog things. We didn't really play it properly on 2 players or whatever else. We kind of, as I say, we would try and do something odd with it. We'd try and do something, try and well, not break it. I wasn't a massive fan of it, if I'm brutally honest. It was okay. Yeah, I got disqualified. You got an action replay as well, so that was a big thing. So we can see an action replay of the whole thing. Don't really want to see an action replay, but I'm going to do it anyway. There we go. The replay. Replay. S for slow motion. Slow motion where the computer crashes. Look, here it goes. Watch the computer crash. Boom! There he goes, flying over there. And then I do the same thing. Boom! It's cool. Doesn't take long to do the action replay because we're going around the same course. I won't go to the next course, I don't think, because I disqualified myself. But yeah, we would try and wheedle our way through into the central section to see if we could actually do that. Did this come out on other formats? I bet it did. I would love to have seen. I must try and find the Commodore version of it and the Amstrad version. See what they're like. I bet the Amstrad version is just a direct port. Unfortunately, I can imagine that. Here we go. Over the jump. Pedal. Computer's really tough on this though. It's not very forgiving. Here we go. Oh goodness! I think you have to go between the cyan bits. Oh god, I'm stuck on this bit now. And he's just clobbered into me. I think he actually hit me there. He's now lapped me. I'm doing that well that I've been lapped. I just flew over there. I think my problem with it was it never really felt like you were kind of on a course. I always felt like I could just drive over the top, and I know it turns you as you go over it, but it just felt like game obviously because I didn't even finish it within the time. You've got to just finish it within the time to continue. I never really felt that was kind of the way forward. Shall we go again with the next one? Let's just do the next one. Let's get on. Move on to the next one. So we'll do that. I've got coffee. I'm rescued.
Finished that one?
I know I haven't finished that one, but it was 2 hours in. I've been working. I'm getting moaned at for not finishing my coffee. Oh, it's worth it though. It's good coffee. It's good coffee. She's looking after me. All right. Here we go. Let's get ready to rumble with the next one. I think I've upset my Tolkien-esque Asimov again in the tape player. So I guess we're just going to use this. Going to use the Sensei with my clever little setup that I've got now. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Let's press the play button, and this should be ATV Simulator. ATV! That was the other thing, wasn't it? Remember the obsession with ATVs as well? Well, it was such a weird time, wasn't it? We had BMXs, right? You had ATVs. You had obviously the Spectrums and all the other stuff. What strange obsessions do we have the same style of obsessions nowadays? I don't think we do. Or maybe it's with celebrities that we have some strange sort of obsessions. But I remember the ATV, and we all wanted to have an ATV and have a go on an ATV because they look so cool and can do super jumps and all this kind of stuff. And nowadays, not so bothered at all. Not interested in an ATV at all. It's very weird. I'm having more coffee, by the way, while it's warm. So. I knew this video was going to be a nice long one because I could see the amount and quantity of games that are actually on this. It was going to, as I say, it was. I held back for about 3 or 4 weeks on this one. I've held back. I'm sort of going, oh, am I ready for this? Am I in the right frame of mind to be able to do a tape of this size in a single session? The answer is yes. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to do it. I was ready for it. It's just a tape and a half, isn't it? It really is. God. Thank you, Andre. Thank you so much for this. It's really kind of you to send these tapes through to me. You're keeping the show going. I have a box through it full still, but we might be actually into multiple 15 minutes shortly of them, rather than longer sort of 90 or 60 or 90 minute tapes. I think the perfection, the size of perfection is probably a 60-minute tape, which is 30 minutes per side, which kind of adds up to about 2 hours worth of viewing. Roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of viewing. I think that's the perfect size. However, I have either 90s or 15s or even shorter. Actually, I'm sure they've got some 7-minute ones in there. It's a weird number, 7-minute ones, but we've got those. I really want to do, if I get a chance, I really want to do the Horizons tape because some people said that they'd like to see that. I will try and do that, the Horizons tape. I really want to do that. I also want to do a kind of a one on the Soft Aid tape. It was a tape that for me was quite emotive. It certainly was at the time. I mean, there's a number of there's all kinds of questions now about what the charitable side of that now, which is really sad because at the time it was a charitable thing. But yeah, Soft Aid is a tape I'd like to do the whole thing. I just find the whole imagery on the front quite stark. It's quite a shocking image of a Ethiopian with a child, starving to death in a famine situation. So it's quite sad. I really want to do something on that though. I'd like to do something on that, and I'd also like to do something with. I've got a lot of cover tapes, and I would like to do something with cover tapes, but I'd like to do that kind of on the month that they came in, if that makes sense. So, for instance, the Crash ones, I've got the monthly ones. I just need to check that I've got all the necessary tapes. I think there's quite a few that I'm missing though, unfortunately. So I'm having a little look. I might do a little thing on that as well. What I've actually got, and see where I'm at. I quite fancy that. I quite fancy doing that. I think that's something I'd like to do. Crash Smashed ones, Crash tapes. They're quite good because they've usually got between about 4 items on them. Sometimes they're exclusive, sometimes they're something that was with the magazine itself. I might try and dig out the PDFs of the magazines as well, see if I've got those. I haven't actually got the magazines. I've got a few magazines. Again, the chap with the best naming channel ever sent me some. That's good old Andre there. Zombie Bob's Emporium of Old Tides. The greatest title for a YouTube channel, and should have 1 million subscribers. But he's working on it. Each one at a time, But I hate the word subscribers. I really do hate the word subscribers. We've been through this before. I don't know what you should call them though. I like friends. I think friends is nice. My friends of the channel. People who can see me. So hello. Yeah, I do. I like friends better than anything else. So my friends. Because you all chat to me anyway. Well, a lot of you do anyway. And some of you know me personally. Some of you know me through the channel. Some of you know me through the Retrotech 100 Facebook group. You'll see me on there quite a lot. Oh, that's the next game. Oh, look, David Whittaker. He did a lot of music, didn't he? Alright, okay, we'll get that out there. Choose the controls. Right, so this is all about the ATV. So, if I remember rightly, space. Oh, damn! Space starts it. Space is not the button I wanted. What's the case? That's jump. That's to jump on. Oh, got 60 seconds to get here, and I've got space as the jump. Oh, I managed to hit the key there. To go the other way. What key was that? So you'd had 2 players. You had one on the bottom screen, one on the top screen. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. So jump on the ATV. And then, what's the pop a wheelie? That one. Does a little bunny hop. If you... What's the up? There's a button to kind of you get your ATV to sort of not pop a wheelie but more lift it. I don't know what it is. See if I can do it in the time. Ah, damn! You see, I can't lift it because I can do the jump, but I can't work out the lift button. I would have thought it would have been. I would have thought it would have been Q, to be honest with you. Let's do... Oh, time up. Let's see if I can work out the controls, though, to change it. Let's do that. We'll change the controls. So basically, it's a side-scrolling sort of ATV driving game. Choose controls. There we go. Spacebar, keyboard. Left, right, Z. Wheelie, up. Wow. Right, okay, well, I'm going to change those. So, we've got left, right, got those the wrong way around, up, down, jump, N, exit, I want to do that again, left, want to change that key, left, right, up, down, enter, exit. Right, okay, one player game. Here we go. So we can do it now. So basically, we've got a little ATV. Sorry about that. A little bit of delay there. We've got a little ATV, and we basically, I think we can flying leap onto it. Yeah, we can. So we get up to speed, and then we can pull little wheelies and jump at the same time. We can make ourselves jump higher. Oh, damn it! I must stuff that up a bit. If you hit the jump at the right time, you can make yourself lift off better. Woo! There we go. And then you can adjust the... There's kind of some control involved in it as well. It's a bit like, as I say, it's a bit like Kickstart in that sense. And there's some control in sort of lifting up the front wheel, look. So I've got the front wheel up. You want to keep that wheel up to go over the top of there. And then we hit the jump at the right time. We get a flying thing. And then we finish. Yes! First one done. Extended play. But basically, it's just great against your mates, you know what I mean? And you're both racing against time, essentially, but also against your friends. And what a great game to do it on. Flying leap. I like the way you can sort of jump onto it from a distance. Woo! There we go. What a way to do that one, though. Get that jump right. Whoa! There we go. Let's get the bunny hops to get up it. Bunny hop it. Bunny hop. There we go. See, there's some real skill involved in it. Don't forget the bunny hop right. You can jump, everything. The bunny hop is just a brilliant thing. If you can get that bunny hop just right, you can really lift off and kind of get that kind of thing going on. Grass track and do quite well, actually. Yeah, I'm doing quite well. Pleased with that. Good game. Say ripped off from whatever it is, but still good game. I'm not going to knock it. It's not a bad game. Right, full speed. Woo! Sorry, I'm getting excited, aren't I? Jumping off. You have to be facing the right way to get onto it. There we go. Get that wheel up. Oh no! The seal got me. I'm just a seal. I'm just. What's that thing? Kiss from a rose? Something similar from Seal? And Adamski? See, there you go. That's back to the 90s, isn't it? What happened to him? Still alive? Must be. Won't be that old. Can't be that old. I need to get up this bank. There we go. Come on. We're going to fail to do this one. Unless the end's really close. Yo, yeah! We've done it! Excellent! Almost ran out of fuel as well, actually, just looking at it. Hey! 10,000 points. Pyramids. On we go. Jump! Jump! Okay, on we go. Yeah, get the right angle on those. You're laughing. Oh yeah! Woo! I think I'm getting a bit excited. Sorry about this. Getting too excited. But I haven't played this in years, to be honest. Well, I say that I played it. I haven't done the video for it, but I have. Yeah, it's a good game. Did that fast, didn't I? I think it loops round when we finish it. Trials 5. Tropicana. Club Tropicana. Woo! Here we go. Alright. Oh, crocodiles! Oh no! Oh, gosh! It's really well animated though as well. The graphics are really good, don't they? They look good. Oh, I knew they were going to do that. They're horrible. You can't really avoid them. That was nasty actually, very cheaty. Kind of doing that to you. Oh, how do you avoid them? That's ridiculous. Once I get onto it, do we have to drive through them slowly or something? No, driving through them slowly does not help. You horrible creatures. Bunny hop through them. There we go. Excellent. Did it again. Finished the level. Awesome. You just stay there and watch this. I'm enjoying myself. Trial 6 swamp. How many trials were there? I can't remember. I'm doing really well though. I'm quite surprised how well I actually am doing. Oh, I got the jump on there. Oh no! Can you duck? You can duck. No, this is horrible. They're horrible. I don't like them. That's actually pretty cheaty, that. Look at that, I'm standing on them. Right, I'm going to leave it there anyway. We're going to move on. Right, so we are on to, hopefully, the ski simulator now. That's where we're at next. Now, I remember this one as well. I've got most of these games, to be honest with you. The thing about it is everybody had, like, every sort of Codemasters one. We all had the budget titles. They were just brilliant. Obviously, I rewind the tape a little bit there, so I'll rewound the tape a little bit. Here we go. Gonna have a sup of coffee while Lass is doing that. Oh, I'm still doing it, by the way, from the sensei to the thing. It just seems to work so much better. And it's just weird. I guess maybe it's because it's a different type of head when it connects up to that, possibly. Don't know. Zzz. I don't know what zzz is, or z's are. Other than being sleep, obviously, you know. But I don't know what that is. Joe Blade is a classic. Deviants, again, I think I've got that to be put on my channel at some point. The graphics on that, I think it's Deviants is by the same guy, Colin Swinburne, who did Joe Blade. It's by the same chap, and there's much more animation in it. The characters are much more animated. I'm sure it's about saving the world from strange creatures on a planet where we kind of human race abandoned them, to be honest with you. Oh, they changed the colour of the normal thing to a blue. Weird. Thing... I don't know what Thing is. Can't remember. I got it. Don't know what it is. I don't think it was a terribly cheap one, actually, to be honest with you. Not from recollection, anyway. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. There's so many good games to try. I love it when I come across something I haven't played before and that's really, really good, and it's like that's a good game. It's like that last week, wasn't it? What was it? The Mariner one. What was it called? That was it. Master Mariner. I was looking up at the shelf. Sorry about that. I was looking up above my head. Yeah, Master Mariner. That was brilliant. I was absolutely. I mean, I could have spent the rest of the flipping video on that. To be honest with you, the way it was played. It's. I mean, we were back to that old Pirates thing. I've got one recently though. I picked one up. It's not Pirates. You see, there's a few games, strategic games, that really, really strike me. Yeah, I like, or a strategy, not, turn-based, sort of semi-action, whatever else it is. I don't know what the best way to describe this is. Because Elite's the kind of game I like. I like Elite because it's kind of whatever else it is. And there's some games like that. For instance, I mean, the original Elite's great. The PC version wasn't too bad, actually. Even the remake, the new one, the Elite Dangerous, that's actually pretty good. That really is quite good. If you're into those kind of online ones, I think you can do it on your own, but I don't think it's really encouraged. I think the idea is to play together. But but it's a gigantic universe. You don't have to be involved with anybody if you don't want to be. But the elites themselves are quite good because they kind of just let you do what you wanted to do. The idea is, here's your money, make yourself elite, blah 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 blah. Here's your status, shoot down people will make you elite, trading will make you elite, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. On with the whole thing. And Pirates was the same. Sid Meier's Pirates was very much that. It's kind of elite, but with boats. And I kind of like those style of games. So, there's another one that really strikes me. Another couple that are space related that I really like because of their sort of turn-based strategy at the same time. It's sort of like a board game, but the upgrade with the computer elements of it, whatever else is. Masters of Orion, Moo as it's called by the community. Masters of Orion 2 is an absolute masterpiece of real-time game strategy. You can design your own ships, colonize planets, invade, conquer, trade, do diplomatic things. Brilliant. I was watching last night a video on something called Star Drive 2, which looks basically like Masters of Orion, but without the sort of lines between places, because the systems are linked by lines, so you can basically seal them off, whereas this is like as if space is. So it's great big and open. You could actually link to the plate, there's planets between, and you can move around to any planet you like. Looks quite good, actually. I might give that one a whirl. But another one that I really liked... Oh, that's not good. We'll have to give it the old PlayZX. Let's get that on now. I think... Ooh... This might not be available because this will be a Mastertronic game. So as I said before, these may be not available. This will be the Advanced Ski Simulator. This one is. It might not. It might go on the list to be done. That means we've got 3. So we're getting close to the point where I want to sort of create a new one. So I'm gonna have a look and see if it's there. If it's not there, it's going on the list. Advanced Ski Simulator. I'm just looking now for the Advanced Ski Simulator. Advanced Ski Simulator. It is not there. I cannot say I am surprised, as it was an sort of an exclusive to Codemasters. We've said before that they don't allow sharing of their things. Let me just get my list. Where's my list? Oh, I'm just looking on my desk. I have a list. I got a list of all games I wanted. Where are we? Right, I'm going to just write it down now on a piece of paper so I remember. Except the fact is I've lost my list of my pieces of remembered paper. But anyway, so we have Advanced Ski. Actually, hang on though. I don't know if I can see it. If I can see it on the shelf, it's gonna. We'll try it from the shelf. If I can see it. I'm just having a look. Oh no, it's called Professional Ski Simulator. I apologise, Professional Ski Simulator. Hang on. on. Oh, the Tower of Power has to be moved. The Tower of DS Games has to be moved. Slightly. I have found. This is where it doesn't load though. I found it. Right. I've got it. I have got it. It's called a Pro Ski Simulator. Let's try it. It's rewound, which is a good sign. Let's try that. Is it 128k? Does it say load it? Oliver Twins again, this one. 128k users use 48k bicycle, which was what we're in. Let's press the play on here. Let's try advanced. Let's try Pro Ski Simulator. Just looking in the box, see what else we got. We got Pro Snooker Simulator, Dizzy, games not to be missed, Super G-Man. What's Super G-Man? I think I've probably got that. Super Robin Hood, Star Runner. Oh, that looks cool. Ooh, I don't think I've played Star Runner before. And then BMX Simulator, obviously. Another one by Oliver Twins, as I say. There's a rumour of a Yeti in the mountains, it says. It controls... here's the wordings. Just like real skiing. The controls take you a little get used to, but it's worth it. Oh, right. Just like real skiing. This is... I mean, watching this, you'll think that you're on the piste in the Alps, going down... You know, with your designer Ray-Bans on or whatever else it is. Oh, that's a good start, Oliver Twins. Yeah. Right. Okay. So we're still not onto another extras tape yet. It looks like. So far, anyway. We'll see whether this loads or not. It's worth a try though. Quite nice though that I actually got it on there and got it working as well. Graphics by James Wilson. Very good, James. Very good, James. More coffee while we're doing this. So that didn't work. That was a shame. That was I kind of. Do you know? I should have known better. At the moment I said it, you know, that it'll be on here and PlayZX. I knew it wouldn't be there because it wouldn't be licensed, so it's not going to be on there. We're still waiting for some updates to the PlayZX. It's in the links in the description below though. If you want it, very useful, very useful tool. Coffee. Oh. I so needed that 2 hours worth of video, and I was out. I was on cold coffee, and she saved me. She saved me. My good lady wife. She saved me with coffee. She keeps me fueled. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Just a little breathe sigh of relief there from me, from the fact that I've got a nice cup of coffee and just a nice breather for a second. Oh. Oh, yeah, lovely. Absolutely fantastic. Right, I have no idea what this is about, apart from skiing. It's just like a real skiing thing, but I'm sure it's like a weird sort of... look at the back of the box. It can't be like real skiing, because, I mean, real skiing would be like, from my point of view, wouldn't it? It'd be like a little bit like first person. Good God, I'm thinking about life as if it was a computer game. I remember going out, and I was in this wood once, talking about sort of computer games and and the crossover with real life, and I've been playing Skyrim very heavily, and I've played it on the 360. I've played it on the PlayStation 4. Played it on the Xbox One. I've played it, and to be fair, I really want it for my PC, and I need to buy it, but I'm waiting until it comes down in price because it's really high at the moment. I think Skyrim's one of my absolute favourite of the Elder Scrolls series. It's my absolute. I mean, Oblivion's good. I could do with Oblivion getting an upgrade, to be honest with you, because it was great as well. I rather enjoyed having my own castle and all that kind of stuff. But Skyrim's brilliant. I really like Skyrim. It's a bit like Fallout 3. Fallout 3 could do with a bit of TLC and an upgrade as well, to be honest with you, because it could do with a little graphical update. The walls feel a bit paper thin. I've been playing it recently. Got in GOG again. But the walls feel a bit paper thin. It's still got the story. It still works, and I've still put in 20 or 30 hours already, but it's the walls feel a little thin. It's really weird, really, that change between that and 4. It's just weird. I mean, I don't like 4 particularly. I think 4's a bit. Well, it's a bit crap, really, isn't it? I mean, it's not quite as good. It's all right, but there's too much of this sort of looking after and building your own settlements and all that kind of stuff going on. And realistically, I love the... I like... Isn't this funny? Lots of people want to play together in multiplayer and all that kind of stuff. I love the silence of nothingness. I like it, funnily enough, when there's nothing going on. I like being the protagonist without having to have a whole bunch of NPCs that tag along with me. I bloody hate that. Oh, here's an NPC that must tag along with you. Really? Do I have to take them with me? Oh, yes, they must come with you. They're really important and integral to the adventure. No. Get stuffed. Just give me a good storyline and let me be the main character. I want to be the... I'm going to be demoned. There we go. I want to be the main character, and this is going to be... I don't know. Dizzy. Skier 2's Dizzy. Anyway, right. But I just don't want to be. I don't know. Sometimes the beauty of the thing about Fallout 3 is it's like post-apocalyptic planet. You escape from this thing. I don't want any NPCs. Same with with Fallout 4. I don't really want any NPCs. I know you don't have to take them with you, but a lot of people do, and I'm like, why? I don't want them. Can you just stay there permanently? Never come with me. Same with Skyrim. I did exactly the same with that. Just stay there. Never come with me. I don't want you. I want to take this adventure on my own. I don't need your help. I am well-hard when it comes to these kind of games. I'm gonna stealth my way to the highest rank so that I can walk up to a dragon, stab it in the hindquarters, and it never even see me. That's the kind of thing I want to be able to do. You can't do that with an NPC. They're just there as rattling stuff and banging stuff over. It's just not much fun. So, but yeah, it could do with it. It could do with the thing. What was I talking about? I was talking about games, wasn't I? And sort of a general sort of retro gaming. I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, throw it in the bin. If you remember what I was talking about, put it in the comments below. But I think we're talking about sort of games and building up to stuff and other things. And anyway, yes. So we've got this working. It came from Seaton Computer Store, and it was $1.99. Stuck all over the front of it. I love these stickers. I'm sure some people hate them, but I don't mind them. Like if they came originally with it, and they probably did in the case of this. I rather like them. Right, I'm going to put back on the shelf. Oh no, not because I've got a tower of DS games, Nintendo DS games. I'm a bit obsessed with DS games, but I'm currently trying to build towards the ceiling. I'm working on it. It's almost there. I'm about 2.5 feet away. So that's about, what's that in centimeters? 45. 65 centimetres away. Not too far, actually, if you ask me. So, anyway, Professional Ski Simulator. Press the key. I did. Yeah, Oliver Twins. Published by Codemasters. Yes. James Wilson. Music by John Paul Eldridge. Press 1 for one-player game. 2 for two-player game. Press I for instructions. R to redefine keys. Right, okay, we'll leave that like that. Skier 1. Keys. Keyboard. ASC. I can do that. 1. Skier 2, he can have Kempston. He's not going to play anyway. 1. Player 1. Right, okay, here I go. Prepare to race! 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, yeah. I've got tap it. Tap it to move my what are they called? The poles. Ski poles? Ski... Oh my god, and he's losing me. It's not like real skiing, you liars. Told me it was real skiing. I'm missing this post. He's gonna beat me here by moving me down the... I can't even see where I'm at. That's it, it's all over. I can't even see where I'm at. It's pretty good. I'll admit that it is not bad. I don't know where I am. I'm number 1 and I'm up there. Number 2, he's going to win by time. I got disqualified. What's right? Really? Did I get disqualified? Oh, wow. Let's try it again. One more go. One more go before we move on to the next game. Yes, go for it. I know what to do now, though. Oh, look, now the screen moves at a certain rate. I went faster than the screen, and now I'm in trouble for not doing the... That was ridiculous. That's nasty, that. I'm stuck in the thick snow. I don't care. I'm going this way. I'm going straight down. Forget your stupid thing. I'm stuck. This would take some practice, but I think it would be worth it. I'm coming. I'm going to be missing all of the gates. Oh, I ran out of time. Oh well, never mind. Move on to the next. What are we on to now? Zzz. Zzz. We're on the zzz. We're zuzzing it with the zuzz. Let's pop that in there like that. Let's do that. Let's do it. Right, we're going to zuzz it. As we've actually done the professional ski simulator. Say, poor old Bobby Bearing's never going to get a light of day, is he? This rate. Let's do this. I reckon Zzz is a 48k game. I don't think it'll be anything else other than a 48k. Just rewound it, I think, a little bit. Or was that the failure of the other one? There we go. Zzz. We're zuzzing. I'm not sure what this is. I think this is an adventure game. I don't know whether it's appeared on our What's on the Tapes before. Can't remember. I have a feeling it might have done. Or if it hasn't, I've looked at it. It may have been on the ZX Spectrum Vega. I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like I've been here before. Don't know. Possibly been here before. Right, I'm having another sup of my coffee before it all goes cold, like I did before. As I left it too long, I was too busy yakking to you, talking away. Clive Wilson and Les Hogarth. Very good. There's like a composer with a oh, he's kind of dreaming about everything, isn't he? He's been a bus driver. Well, why not? Double decker. He's also a cowboy, and he's also a composer, or no, not composer. What are they called? Maestro. What are they called? The guy who waves the thing at the baton at the thing. Conductor. There we go. Bus conductor. God, I should have got it in the first place. Never mind. So he's a conductor. Actually, talking about buses, I mean, you may have seen on my channel if you've ever looked around there that I also like Euro Truck Simulator, which I haven't played in nearly 11 months now. I feel really bad. It's nearly been a year since I actually continued my adventures, and I get quite a lot of views from people visiting my truck driving. I quite enjoy it, to be honest with you. It's quite cathartic, sort of getting in a truck and driving from point A to point B, just delivering stuff. It's great fun. I really enjoy it, and I highly recommend it as a game. It's quite often on Steam for like £3, and they've done loads of add-ons. They're a great company who keep on doing things. They're called SCS Software. I think they're an Eastern European company, but they make a real effort to keep on pushing this thing on, and there's a real community behind it, and they really like the game's really good. It's really worth playing. So really like that. But I saw it was on Steam. And I was like, I'm gonna have to buy this because it kind of fits in with my sort of silly truck driving love, where sort of driving point to point B, which was Bus Simulator 18. I don't think it was 2018. However, I do think it was in 2018. By I can't remember the name of the company. Something Fish, Dead Fish, or something like that. Starfish, Redfish, something like that. Anyway, I thought I'll have to buy that, and it's set in a European. I think it's a fictional European city. You can buy the add-ons or whatever else. It was relatively cheap. I mean, basically, you drive a bus round, and you set up your own routes. You go around, people get on. You have to, You have to put in the amount that they change when they've got it. You've got to choose the ticket they want. So they want, I want regular, and I want single, and I want to go, whatever. And you give them the change, and you've got to tilt the bus downwards and open the doors for them. And then you have to sort of, after it's all, the thing's all over and you've done your route round on your bus, you have to sort of clean up the bus as well. So you can get out and go in sort of like third-person mode and walk around the bus and actually around the city if you really wanted to, cleaning up the bus. And you know what? It's just one of them things. It's a bit like the truck one, except for the fact that customers are truly more annoying, especially when you have to check their silly tickets, because some of them jump on and steal rides with you, which is a bit naughty, really. However, I was disturbed the other day. I was trying to drive around it, and also as well, because of the European city, that I don't understand the road rules entirely with it. I don't know whether I can go. There's like a yellow triangle which seems to mean that I can go, and a red triangle seems to mean give way. And I sometimes don't see them because they're only tiny. So you kind of fly through a junction and there's cars coming, and it's just chaos when you're driving a 24-ton bus full of passengers. You have to avoid the potholes, and you have to put the lights on when it's dark, or they start moaning and you lose points for that. And you can hear them chatting about the latest sort of soap in the back of the bus. It's quite good. I really quite like it, but it's not quite as enjoyable as truck driving. The truck driving is like point A to point B. Enjoy it. Whereas this is kind of like stop off everywhere along the way. Routes aren't particularly big, but it's really clever because every time you kind of sort of do a day as driving yourself as one of the trucks or buses, it kind of generates a week's worth of data. So it's like a turn-based thing. So it's like what you would have generated across a week if you'd run that X number of times. So it's quite good. It works really quite well. Right. Okay. Do I want to load data? No. Okay. You cuddle up in your cozy bed, your eyelids begin to fall, press space to fall asleep. Facing north, a sudden thirst awakens you, and you rise to drink and fall out of bed into an ocean. The bed drifts away into the mist. You see the shoreline ahead. Right, I'm sure this is going to be cursor keys. Yeah, it is. It's cursor keys to... Right. So it's like you can't. But I'm moving. But hang on. What? Hang on. That makes no sense. I've moved it. Go. But I've said, should we say swim north? It's like a kind of combination. Weird thing going on top of the screen there. Should we just go north? What did it do? Swim. Burns down on an empty beach and smell the sea to the air. Sand shows signs of recent movement. Why does it say ice that direction? But what? Hang on. But there's an eye at the top of the screen. What's that about? Right. You press the 0 to do it. So you can use the cursor keys to do it. So the exits are north, south, east. If I go east, I should be going towards that ice. Yeah, Snow Palace. Right, so you got all the actions here. So it's like a combination. You can either type it, or you can move around the inventory and do quit, save, pause, what's this? Enter, leave. And we do enter, we can't go in, examine, you're not carrying anything. It's basically all of your options, but without the options. Oh no, that sounded just ridiculous, didn't it? But for instance, now I can say, what if I go to get all. So now I have a spade. So I can use the spade. I'm going north. So it's a one wall is Sleeping Bandit. Yeah. That's it. It's an adventure game. I've not played it before. I'm probably not going to play it beyond this at this moment in time. But yeah, it's an adventure game with a kind of a weird kind of graphical interface, as well as, I guess that avoids you confusion about what commands you can use, because all the commands are literally on the screen. You can say use, look, examine, help, drop, get, quit. Yeah, they're all there. Nope. and then quit the game, and your eyelids fall asleep, blah, 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 and you quit, and you go back to the beginning. Fair enough. It's not exactly, I don't know. It looks alright. I don't know if anybody played it. I've not played it before. It's not a game I'm going to spend any time playing on right now, but it's really weird with the two interfaces, though. For a text adventure, which it clearly is, with all those bits and pieces on there, it's kind of odd, isn't it? Right, what we got now? We have, in theory, Joe Blade. Now, Joe Blade's quite a cracking game. I have to... Oh. Right, okay, there we go. Joe Blade's a cracking game. I really do like this one by Colin Swinburne. It's one of my favourites. The one that's most interesting about Joe Blade, though, is the second one. On the second one, there is actually a specialised tape loader that allows you to play Pac-Man. It's one of the few games that can do that, actually, to be honest with you. I've not seen many other games that actually have that ability to do that. Players present. Now, the idea of Joe Blade is the world leaders have been trapped and kidnapped by terrorists, and you must collect, I think it's 6 world leaders. And it's really funny because all these world leaders look like alcoholics slumped against the wall. Honestly, they're all slumped against the wall. They're sort of lying on the floor, sort of doing the thing. I should have put it on 128k though, because there's obviously music on the 128k. I don't really want to restart now though. I've just done 48k instead. That's a bit of a shame. Oops, sorry. Should have done the big one. But I actually had this back in the day. I remember buying this one, and I was really impressed by the work of Colin Swinburne. I like the way he's kind of doing Cold Dot, so it's like it's Colonel Swinburne. Sir. Yeah, so I do. I'm quite impressed by some of these later people. I do like the Shaw Brothers' work as well. I think they were trying really hard to do something different with the Spectrum when they did stuff. I really do like the Shaw Brothers things. I think they're quite nice. Were they Players as well? No, they were Atlantis, weren't they? Players is Colin, I think. Colin did a number of games. I know he did some for... Did he do one for your Sinclair or Sinclair user? One of the two. I'm sure he did a game for one of those two. I hope you've all had a drink as well. Pause this and had a drink and get yourself something to eat. Not too much though, because we're all on a diet. Well, I am anyway. Still going quite nicely, actually. To be fair, I've done lots and lots of. I've got this app on my phone which obviously tracks the stuff like that, and everybody seems to be, bar me, sleeping more, eating more, doing less exercise. According to the app, every week I get a weekly summary and it measures me against the average of all other users who've got the same smartwatch. And thus far, I've discovered that I seem to be eating less, exercising more. Sleeping less. I don't know why I'm sleeping less though. I'm not very good with sleeping at the moment. However, to be fair, I seem to have renewed energy since I've started to be a little bit, sort of a little bit less weighty, if that makes sense. I seem to have achieved a sort of a zen-like state of sleeping less. However, to be fair, I felt a bit rough this morning. Not rough, but I felt a bit. I could have stayed in bed, but I shouldn't. So I didn't. They always say you should get up, when your body wakes you up, you should always get up. That's what they always say. It's kind of better for you. I watched this, I read an article by a sleep specialist who works with sports personalities and whatever else it is. And that footballer that now plays for, I want to say Inter Milan, but I'm not sure. But Ronaldo, the Brazilian lad. Cristiano. He's not Ronaldo. He's not Brazilian. He's Spanish, isn't he? That Spanish lad. He only sleeps for small spaces at a time, then wakes up again. He also sleeps on on sort of a thin mattress on the floor because it's better for his sleep. Because he's apparently doing a sleep thing. Apparently, it's like 90 minutes is the max you should sleep. Then you should pause, get up, do something for a little bit, then go back to bed again and sleep for another 90 minutes because that's like the optimal amount. I think that's absolutely nuts in my head. If it's up to me, I would sleep a nice solid 8 hours every day, guaranteed. I'd like to do 8 hours, and I know that although your resting goes kind of does go up and down. It's a kind of a sort of up and down thing. I think I would rather do a longer sort of a longer sleep than a shorter sleep than that. That's just me. Right, okay, let's get these controls. So, C for controls. C for control options, nothing working. S to start, nothing working. There was a bit of a flash on the screen there. S to start. Brilliant. Joe Blade, no worky. Joe Blade, definitely going on the list, alright? Joe Blade is going to go on the list. We're putting him on the list. You're on the list, Joe. You've been put on the list. That's what's happened with you. You're on the list for doing. Right. Joe Blade, Bobby Bearing, and that designer thing. Right, you're going on the list. You're going on the list. We're almost enough. Get to 4 games, I think, is where we're going to be with it. So Joe Blade's going on the list. I have played it before on my channel, I believe. Yes, in fact, I know I have. So you should go have a look at it on there. Game designer, but I will do a special on these particular ones once I get around to it. Bobby Bearing, come on, Bobby. Right, they're on my list. Right, I've written it down on a piece of paper I'm going to remember. I'm going to write it on my computer after this as well. I'm going to stick it on there. No worky. That's a bit of a shame. Not at all working there. Right, okay, let's do the next one. We have Deviants. As I say, this is the same guy. This is Colin Swinburne. Oh, no, this is definitely 40k. I remember when they said it in the loader thing for it. Oh, straight in. There we go, Deviants. How did they do that? Changing the graphics, the colour graphics. It's cool. Yeah, Deviants is definitely a game that I quite appreciated this one. It has a whiff, a slight smell, a little hum of Dan Dare about it. A little bit of a hum of Dan Dare about it. Oh, look at those lovely colours. Love it. Yeah, there's a bit of a sniff about it of that, a little bit of smell, a little stink. But for the most part, it's its own game in its own right. I'm sure somebody recently played this. Sinclair Society, I think it was. They played it as kind of the game of the week, I think, from one point. Current game of the week is Sir Lancelot. I quite like Sir Lancelot. Sir Lancelot, 16k game, Melbourne House. Very similar to Manic Miner in its play, single screen, work through your way through it. It's just very, very impressive for such a tiny game. Even the title sequence, just quite impressive. You just jammed into 16k. It's quite impressive. I mean, it's still. I mean, to this day, fitting some of this stuff into 48k is phenomenal, really. Considering what they have to. I mean, you've got pictures that are larger than this nowadays. You can get a good old several K's worth of sort of image easily nowadays. It's good. I like this. I like these kind of things. It's really good. Now, if I remember rightly, the story with Deviants, I think I said this earlier, but the story of Deviants is sort of, it's like in the future, 10,000 years in the future, planet like abandoned by man, but obviously what's left over is the mutants, or one or the other. They kind of upset the mutants. They may upset the mutants. One of the two. It's always man upsetting the natural order of things, isn't it? Sort of getting involved when doesn't need to necessarily get involved. Just step away and let the poor mutants live forever. But yeah, so kind of disturbs them, and then this sort of marine type dude has to go in there and kill things. What was I looking at recently? I was watching something recently, and they were talking about the number of things you must have killed within video games. I mean, it must be in the hundreds of thousands of things that I've murdered within video games. I mean, we're natural born killers. There's no games where there's very few games, should I say, where you. That's not true. There are plenty of games that are puzzle related that are by murdering things, but there aren't many what I would call those kind of first person, the third person games where it's all about being nice. I know there's a cleaning game, isn't there? There's a clean one. The Space Cleaner, Space Janitor, I think it is, where you have to clean up after. Effectively, the Doom guy's gone through and blown away all the aliens, and the aim of the game is to clean all of the muck up. I think that's the one. I may be wrong, but I'm sure it is. And it's just funny that's the kind of game, is to clean up afterwards. I guess it's more of a puzzle game than anything else. But as I say, there's very few games where you don't do that kind of stuff. It's mainly sort of your puzzle games and your platformers that often don't have killing and things like that, but often do. Right, R to redefine the keys. Yay! Right, left, right, up, down, fire. Yeah, I've definitely played this one before. Start. Yeah, Deviants. After a millennia, they're back. Long-range attacks on colony worlds. I've traced the source back to a deviant asteroid. A squad of Star Warriors are sent to intercept the asteroid. Plant and armor 30 explosives. Sadly, the mission was a failure and doomed. The explosives were all planted on the asteroid, but the Star Warriors were all vaporized before the explosives were activated. It's all up to you to activate the explosives, activate a bomb, and attempt to pass through it. Alternatively, you will see the activation switch keys 1 to 6. You must open all 6 valves. Right, okay, so it's giving me instructions on how to play it. I'm just going to go for it, because I like the graphics. Look at that Deviant though, look at him. It's well constructed, and it's good because it's. I'll tell you why it's good as well, because it looks nice, the controls are nice, and the levels look nice. You see you can see why I said that down there, because it's like behind the background, so you don't have the colour clash, he's sitting behind it, look. It's very good, it's very clever, little bit of sneakiness that. Okay, I don't know if that's a lift. No, it's not. There we go. I'm sure that if I put it on the 128k version, there would have been sound, but I've made a muck of it there. There we go. I just like the way they walk around. I think they look really good. They do. They look really good. Level design looks nice as well. It's as I say, it's a bit of a nice game. I noticed they're not really interested in me. They're just kind of that brings my health back. I think. Oh god. Oh, I've got to put the valves in order. Got to get them all open at once. Oh, mission over. Do you know something? I remember that last time round. I really struggled with that as well. It was quite a tough one to kind of get the valves into the right spaces. So it's quite a tough one to actually do. Right, I think we'll move on. We'll move on to the Thing. It's quite a good one though. That looks nice. Apart from the Colin has this thing about sort of like mini games, and his mini games are always really, really harsh. They're kind of like the nastiest mini games ever in a game. They just totally hate you, if that makes sense. So he's got a real thing about them. They're not the nicest. Let's see if we can get to this bit. I think that's the end of the last one. Let's rewind that a little bit and let's fast forward it. Yeah, they're always very tough. They were very tough in Joe Blade, and kind of once you got it wrong, that was it. Nuked the level over. I'm sure they're easier than they're meant to be, but I just never got them. I was just never good enough to get the whole thing. Right, it must be the end of Deviants, I think, which probably wasn't a 128k game, and that's probably the music that's being loaded there. I'm just going to skip on a bit, I think. Okay. Right, this must be it here. I'm hoping this is it. Thing! Must have manipulated the loader or the header for it to be able to do something. Now, Thing, I went out specifically looking for this, and I have no idea why. I do remember going out specifically looking for it. I think I liked the look of the cover. I think that was the point. I think I was quite like, yeah, that looks all right. So, I've never actually tried it though. That's the worst part about it, is I don't even know what it is. I'm not a big thing about Thing bounces back and Thing on a string and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I find them really hard. I played them on the Commodore 64. I've played them on the Spectrum, and they're not. People with fond memories, I think that's nostalgia clouding your judgment. To be honest with you, I think that it's not. They weren't very good. I didn't really like them. I like the music. I didn't really like them. I liked the way the mascot looked, sort of like a Zebedee type thing, sort of a Zebedee. Yeah, Zebedee from the Magic Roundabout with the spring underneath. It's kind of like that, It looked kind of cool, but not. Did you actually know that when the BBC went looking for that children's programme, they found that in France, Zebedee, and the Magic Roundabout, and they redubbed it in the way that they wanted to redub it. So in France, it's completely different. If you actually converted the original French to the English, it would be completely different to actually how they redubbed it in the UK. They just literally redubbed it based on what they saw on the screen. So I don't know how long they were. Were they like 10 minutes long, those little episodes of the Magic Roundabout? But they completely redubbed it. It doesn't even makes no sense at all against the original French. It's fine. They managed to do a great job of it. But it tells you something about the format, doesn't it? The format was good enough that you could just redub it with practically anything, and it would be fine. But it's just so weird that whole concept, and I don't even think the creatures are called the right thing against the French version of it. So, tell you what, I did see recently that made me laugh. Is I was on a forum, an Amstrad forum, and somebody posted a picture, and it looked like Darth Vader. And to be fair to me, it looked incredibly like Davros, and it was a French game. And I said, it looks like Davros, from whatever else it is. I put a picture of Davros on there, and they said, oh well, the French didn't have Doctor Who. They said they did. I didn't know this, but they got Doctor Who. They got Doctor Who first on satellite telly in 1987, and then their version of terrestrial telly, your normal sort of telly that you get over your TV airwaves, in 1989, and the game was made in 1987. So there's a possibility they saw it. In fact, the genesis of the Daleks, which includes Davros, was actually there. But you've never heard anything so hilarious as listening to French Daleks exterminate in French is just brilliant, because it's still exterminate, but it's with a French accent. It's like, if you've ever watched, if you're old enough and you probably listen to my channel, you probably are enough. There was TV3, it was hello, and there was a supposedly English-French policeman who got a terrible accent, and it was kind of like, but it was exterminating French. It's just the funniest thing you've got to hear. I might, if I can find the link to it, I will put it in the description below, and you can have a little. You can have a little listen for yourselves, because I genuinely, it is so funny. It really is. And the week in the life of the thing. Right, okay. Colin Swinburne again. Right, coding and graphics by Colin Swinburne. Didn't know that. I maybe bought it because it was Colin Swinburne. So, let's do select controls. R to redefine the keys. Oh, right, so it's just right, left, fire. Yeah. Commence game. Story so far, 3. The Thing. His species was developed by genetically engineering in the late 23rd century on the planet of Crazy. Oh, right, okay. An intergalactic post-person. All right. The Ball. The inhabitants of the planet Rhombus. It was composed of a metallic silica shell and squishy innards. Political advisor to the Astral Harmony Council. The Thing had to have been assigned to deliver the ball to the Dingler Overlord. But there's one catch. He's hidden himself away until he can perform at least 10 simple tasks. My God, this is going to be weird. I can tell. Alright. That's me. Oh, I can shoot. Oh, I've got buttons to examine, look, examine, use. So I press 1, nothing to examine here. So it's an adventure game. And the ball shoots for me. Ooh, right, okay, 4 stairs. Energy task complete, injuries, the ball. What's this? 1. Examine. Edible, yes. Diner burger. Use. Oh, no. Nothing happens. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. So how do I pick it up? I don't know how you pick it up. It's not what I was expecting. Can't get past that. You should take more care. My god, that's it. Oh no, I've got more lives. Thank God for that. Well, it's very Colin in the styling. I mean that's most definitely true. It's very Colin in the look. Some parallax scrolling going on there, front back. Characters big, round, sensible, easy to use. Yeah, it's very Colin. I can see that without a doubt. Telephone kiosk. Right, okay. So, right, news, the telephone book. Chaos A. Oh, I could go to chaos. Let's go to B. Oh, so the kiosks are the way to move around. Oh, that's alright. It's very Colin. I think he's trying to do a little bit of nighttime with this. A little bit. I'm not sure how I pick up the items though. I can examine, used, exchange. 3. Maybe that's what I was meant to do, was pick up the items. E2 exchange. So we got something here. That'll be a. I've got a bottle opener now. So 1 to examine. Capsule nothing. Right, okay, so those capsules contain stuff, so I've got a bottle opener. It's a bit weird, to say the least. I quite like it though, and I do, I quite like it. The creatures are a bit tough though that are coming at me. Some real effort been made. I often like this. But to keep the processing speed up, obviously he's reduced the screen size to that bare minimum in the centre. I mean, look at it. It's a minuscule actual play area. It's tiny on the scale of things. But effectively though, that he's got 24 different. The number of. Right, let's have a look at this capsule. 1. A round of ammunition. I think I've got a round of them. I've got plenty of ammunition. Plenty of 3. Yeah, I've got a round of ammunition now. Anything else on this bit of the planet? Let's have a little look. Oh, we've got some oil. Some oil drums. You can't jump, you can just go left and right and fire. I like it graphically, I have to admit. I like the large character and, the whole idea of intergalactic postman and all that kind of stuff. I kind of like it. It's alright. It's not turned out too badly, that one. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's move on. We have 2 more games to go. We are finishing... I'm just reaching down there. We are finishing with a classic. An absolute classic shoot-'em-up. One that I am absolutely pants at. There is a modern day remake of it though. It's called Hyper Sentinel, I think it is. You can find that for a couple of pennies on Steam. It's on all major consoles as well. I say major consoles, but we'll see. We're almost finished this tape. We're almost there. If you've stuck in here for over 3 hours, well done you. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'd give you a high five, but then I've said that like 5 times in this video. But yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you for joining me. We've got 2 more to do. We've got this ultramarine thing, or whatever it is. It's not quite Warhammer, actually. Got a bit into Warhammer recently. Do you know what, though? Don't we need a good Warhammer movie? Somebody needs to do a Warhammer 40k movie, don't they? They really do. Because those marines and things like that, it's such a vivid and wild history. Why isn't that a movie? I mean, it could be so violent and brilliant at the same time. You could really go to town with it, and I suspect if you did a good job of it, it would be a great piece of work to do. I think it would look absolutely brilliant. But yeah, this is the one. I've played this one before. Ultimate Combat Mission. Yeah, it's not Marine. It's Ultimate Combat Mission. Renegade and Mercenary. It's not what I think it is. It's something else completely. I'm sure there was another one called UMC, but this could be the same game. So the difference between the two is one's grimacing with his eye open and whatever else it is. Warmonger 03. Mandroid 02. I love it. Mandroid. Status Renegade. Warmonger 03. Status Mercenary. You know, I love it. Anyway, but one's grimacing with whatever else it is. Both seem to have got the same Borg tech installed. Upgrading their vision. I don't think Warmonger's very happy though. Very angry. He's like, arr! He's like, arr! I'm having a coffee. Oh, I'm almost finished. It's almost gone. There we are. Final drop. Brilliant. No, I've played this one. Can't remember anything about it. So it tells you it was really good. Brilliant game. I quite like the graphics on that. You know something? I tried to draw something for the Spectrum thing. I've drawn a couple of things. I've done Jet Set Willy for Christmas, you know, with a Christmas hat on instead of his top hat. I've kind of given him a Christmas hat, and I've done those kind of things. I've done those little things occasionally, and sort of culled him in very large, chunky graphics. But it's surprisingly difficult, or even with that small, a tiny little play area of screen that you've got there that's actually got graphics within it. It's really quite surprising how much detail you can get in there. There's a chap, and I often see him on the Spectrum sort of the Spectrum sort of community. Andy Green. I know he's got a book as well. I can't remember what the book's where his book is, but he's got one. I think it's called Better Late Than Never, actually. But he does a lot of graphics and art, and his art is absolutely phenomenal. I think he may have even done gameplay things back in the day. I don't know, but anyway, Andy Green is his name, and Andy Green does some really beautiful stuff within that very tiny, play area that you've got there to draw within. I mean, as I say, I tried to do a few things. I've done mine are usually big and chunky graphics because I think it's more practice than anything else. I would like to do better. I'd like to spend more time on pixel art, to be honest with you. I've been trying to do a few things recently, and I just haven't had the time to do them. But it's good. It's good stuff. Pixel art, even on this scale, is quite a lot of pixels. Quite a lot of pixels. You're getting into good territory with this number of pixels. Okay, sorry, long pause. Just watching the screen loading, listening to it. We're almost at the end here. We're almost done. You're almost done. I've been sitting here for 3 and a bit hours. I can't believe that Advanced Simulator worked though. I was quite surprised that one actually did, the Advanced Ski Simulator. That was quite good that it did in the end. I'm quite pleased by that. So, and I've got 3 games now. It's not enough. I need one more. 3 games is not enough. Well, I might do it on 3 games. I want to see the game designer. We'll see. So we need to find the game designer. I need to do Joe Blade and I need to do Bobby Bearing. And I'm going to do them. I think I'm going to do Div M and see them. So it's like we peel them together, as a quick sort of load, and see if we can get that to do that. I think that might be the route to go. I think actually, I'm saying that I might Omni them. I think Omni is the way to go. I think we'll Omni those, because at least that way we can make sure that we've got right ROM sets and all the other stuff that go with that. So we might Omni those ones. We'll get those stuck on the old dead flesh Omni keyboard. Okay, so we're here. I can't even remember what we're going to do. So let's press 4 and we'll define the keys first. 4. Want to start the game? I can't. Oh dear. Yeah, it's like a. Oh, it is what I thought it is. Is he going to shoot me? Are they going to come down on me here? I think I'm on a Sinclair joystick though, or something. I think it's on a joystick. I think it's decided to do joystick as the keyboard. It is a scroll along shoot 'em up. It is what I thought it was. It's quite, the graphics aren't bad actually. Thinking about it, it's not bad at all. And I've made a mistake here because it's done that. Q quit, H to hold, break. Somebody shoot me, please. They're not going to shoot me, are they? They're going to run down the screen. Yeah, I have. I think I have played this one. I think I've uploaded this one. It's kind of a run-along shooter. You kind of work your way through the level, going upwards, commando style. Who dares wins. That kind of thing. And it's definitely on my channel, though. I'm absolutely 100% sure it's on my channel. And these guys aren't going to shoot me, and so as a result, I can't get out of the game. Because there's no quit. I hate that. My own fault. I should have checked the keys before I did it. I can't even move, and they're not even shooting at an angle. So, because we're at the start of the level, they aren't even running down the same bit as I am. I do like them, though. You can see them, the right angle. They kind of look like guys and all that kind of stuff. So they're kind of cool. So we've got a little cyborg that basically would kill them. So that's that one. I'm sorry I've mucked it up, though. Especially as we're so close to the end of the tape. Oh. Right, okay, I'm going to reset that. So. Last one. A shoot 'em up with pedigree. I mean, real pedigree. This is a Houston game. My lovely friend Daryl, who I haven't mentioned in a while actually, but Daryl, he sent me a copy of this, and he sort of for my collection, and I do much appreciate it, my friend, much appreciate. But this is a shoot 'em up about, I think it's 5 dreadnoughts that are surrounding Earth, and you must destroy the dreadnoughts by sort of flying across them, shooting everything down, then landing inside and doing something. Never even landed inside of them. I am so utterly inept at this game that I've never actually done it. Now, I don't know if this is actually loading or not. Fingers crossed. I don't see anything flashing. Ah, there is something flashing down the bottom there. The little thing changed to a pink. So we'll. Yep, I think it is loading. That's a terrible loader that you can't see anything going on. Horrible. Please put a loading screen up with a time on it, please. Yeah, it is loading. It's absolutely horrible. That's a horrible loader. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Anyway, so yeah, there's a modern remake called Hyper Sentinel, and it looks very square actually and blocky, but it plays very well actually. It's a good shoot 'em up. It's on the Switch. It's on it's on everything basically. It's all the modern stuff. It's all there, so you know it's really good. But this is one of the daddies of sort of shoot 'em ups. It's a horizontal scroller which you go backwards and forwards across the level, shooting this dreadnought up to the point where you then can land on the dreadnought and I think destroy its reactor. And as I say, I never ever got to that point because I'm so absolutely rubbish at it. But we've got a bit of time now. We're on the last tape. We're on the last item. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do this one. I've decided in my head that we've got 3 there, and we've got this game designer. We've got 3 games there. I'm going to do an extra for you sometime during this next week. It will be out before the next What's on the Tape. So I'm going to do you an extra on these ones. So I'm going to do it on the Omni, and we're just going to basically boot them like in a second flat. It'll be fine. So we'll have a little quick play of those, and it'll be like a half-an-hour video max. So not much of your time, not like this thing. But we'll have a little play in this one. We're going to enjoy this one for a few minutes. It's just definitely going to be a good one to do. And then I'm going to put my dinner on because it's a chicken casserole tonight. I'm quite looking forward to that actually. Some lovely, some beautiful sort of spicy Spanish style chicken to go sort of, you know, as in spiced up a little bit, spiced up, nice and cooked, roasted for about an hour in the oven. It's gonna be beautiful with all the vegetables and all the other bits and pieces in there. And probably some roast potatoes to go with it, and the whole works, all the beautiful things that we're going to have with it. It's my stomach's practically rumbling as we speak. Brilliant though, brilliant. Go with on top of my lunch ages ago. It feels like ages ago that my lunch was, but I've got that for dinner. I might even have. Oh, you see now, I love these things. I love pigs in blankets. Pigs in blankets are awesome, aren't they? You know. There's nothing. It's like Christmas isn't Christmas without pigs in blankets. You know, you got your turkey, but you get pigs in blankets and a little bit of pork sausage wrapped in bacon. And I'm sorry to the vegetarians out there, but I do love meat. It's really nice. It's good. It's a good combination. And as an omnivore, I kind of go with it. I can understand it if you want to be a vegetarian. I can understand it if you want to be vegan. It's absolutely fine. But It's you know, my diet I think is fairly varied. I do like some vegetarian meals. I did a lasagna with my daughter the other day. It was 100% vegetarian. It wasn't vegan because we had obviously there'll be milk in there in the sense of you know, in the pasta and things like that. So not and cheese. So not vegan but vegetarian. We used corn instead of mince. But to be fair, and you can tell it's lighter. To go with all the mozzarella cheese, but it's still nice. It's still nice. I don't mind going. I do a couple of vegetarian meals, a few vegetarian meals a week, and quite a few, and a reasonable number of meat meals. And you know, I think it's a good. It's nice to have a bit of a balance. I quite like a balance. But to be fair, one of the other things about dieting is I've discovered that I'm obviously I'm enjoying food more, so I've actually got back into cooking. I've always been quite good at cooking and quite enjoyed cooking. No major chef or anything like that, but I've always enjoyed those sort of things. Do you know? I don't think I've ever played this on the Spectrum. I must have done. I just don't remember the iridium thing spinning round there. Right, what's the keys? Prepare. Oh damn. Right, okay. On my keys. What's fire? Peace pause. Oh no! Don't do that. Don't pause permanently. Enter pause. All right. Okay. Right. There we go. Here we go. So we're shooting down these things going along here. Oh, damn. And they come out the top of there. Right. Enter seems to be fire. Up and down. I've got the keys now. Right. Okay. Played this on the Commodore 64. For sugar. Forgot about those things. We've got to clear this ship down to be able to attack it. I like the styling of the text. The text is kind of cool, isn't it? Right, okay. Oh, damn. Crashed in that tower. Game over. Let's do it. Let's go for it. I'm going to have a little play on this because we're this is the last one on the tape. We're not discovering anything new on this one than what's on the tape. We're just having we're just enjoying the thing. So we've got our ship, the Manta. Is this called Zinc, this first ship? Let's fly along here. Let's see if I can shoot some of these things off the platform here. Let's get these things. Now there's a point I think that you can fly inside the ship. I've never actually achieved it, but it's a classic. It's the shadowing, shading, and yeah, okay, fair enough. It's the monochrome colours. I don't know if they could put anything else. I've crashed into that. Damn. 0 mantas left. I think it's just a case of getting this clear and then going from there. Ooh. I think they have to shoot you. I think there's some missiles, but I think they actually have to shoot you. I could do with this on the joystick actually, to be honest with you. I wonder if I plug the joystick in whether I can play it on the joystick, because that'd be cool. We'll give the joystick a try in a second. There's a missile incoming. 0 mantas. Game over. I'm going to put the joystick in. I've got my name in. Aha! Get my name in. I'm not going without putting my name in. There we go. Let's put my name in. Here we go. We'll have a little bit of a play on this one, though. See if we can get a bit further than I usually do. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Cycling of the colours. That's really quite clever. Thinking about the spectrum and the colour clash and whatever else. That almost looked orange to me, the way it looked on there. That was kind of cool. Mildly impressed by that one. Oh! I think it works. No, it doesn't. Oh, that was a shame. Oh, that missile is horrible. Can you not take it out? I mean, that would be nice if you could take that out. There's a missile launching thing here, and it just comes at you at such speed. There, it's got me again. Damn you! Doesn't seem to be any way to avoid the silly thing at all. It's just annoying. Well, I'll give this a shoot, and we'll do this. I love shoot 'em ups. I think there's something about the patterns that are involved in shooting up. You know, that shoot 'em ups that's kind of cool. It's one of my favourite parts about the whole thing. Ah, damn! Except for the fact that I can't see those walls coming at me. I'm having one more go, and then we're going to call it a day. But that's so cool. I love that the iridium thing going there. And I can see why this is so beloved. It's tough. You know, the level of difficulty is pretty extreme, but at the same time it's graphically stunning. It looks the business. I have played, as I say, I have played the Commodore 64 version. It's built into the C64 Mini. You can have a little look at that on my channel if you wish. Damn, I should have done that. You've got to take out all the fighters, I think, on the deck, so you can do it. I think that's where you've got to be. I think that's what you have to do. I think you have to take out all the fighters on the deck. Oh no! Uh oh! It's starting to form. Damn! Not very good at this. I keep saying damn all the time. That's what I keep saying, because I keep on crashing into stuff like an idiot. Oh, there's a missile came. I waited too slow, and the missile came out. And those missiles are just horrible. Oh, those missiles are horrible. Were you any good at Iridium? Were you? Was it a game that you played and loved? I still like it. I just think it's really, really difficult. I can't remember that. I must have played this before. Anyway, really good game. Quite enjoyed that. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for joining me for this absolute epic. If you want a shout out next week, I'll do that. I might just if you want to shout out next week, put in the comments below that you'd like. I want a shout out is what it says in the comments below, and I'll give you a shout out next week, because if you sat through this, you deserve it. So thank you very much for joining me. I will see you in the extras, and I will see you next week. I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, as you usually say. I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.